get on? Can you get on here, Drizzy? Good afternoon, Angela. How you doing? You're not the only one there. You're just the first one there. Just hold on a minute. I just went live. Melba, Shay, hey, Shay, Timothy, Patricia. Patricia, was it your birthday? Happy birthday if it was. Whose birthday was it? I seen somebody's birthday. I told him happy birthday. Shay, where you been at, girl? I'm here every day. Kara. Rocky Cohen. How y'all doing? Kelsey, what's going on? How y'all doing today? We got breaking news. We'll have to pull this up. Camera in the corner. Breaking news. President of Haiti has been assassinated. At his home. Gunmen have assassinated Haitian President Jovenel Moïse.
Un groupe monde ne pas identifié. Là, il y a qui parle espagnol, il y a qui parle anglais. Il a attaqué la résidence du président de la République là. Le président a blessé, succombé à blessure. Madame Président est présentement à prendre soin de calme nécessité parce que lui-même tout, il était pour en balle.
Said the police and military are in control.
Moi-même, comme Premier ministre en fonction, moi, nous garantis que la continuité de l'État sera assurée.
Caribbean country that was already enduring something.
Présentement, moi-même, comme Premier ministre AI, moi, avec CSPN, moi, voulais faire un appel à la population parce que nous condamnons d'abord actes qui étaient capables de barbares, assassinat président, mais moi, voulais faire un appel au calme à la population, accompagné du reste et de CSPN que nous avons là avec DG Léon Charles, ministre intérieur, et pour me citer ça seulement. Situation sécurité pays est déjà sous contrôle.
Hey Nicole. There's a history of dictatorship. So the president of Haiti has been assassinated. Wonder what did he know something? Haiti is a third world shithole. Not the people, the country. Because of the people in power. Now Haiti is where that lady was transferring them children back when the Clintons were in power. Bill had to go down and get her out of jail because she was transporting orphans across the border. Don't believe me? Look it up. We got some great news from Trump. Great news from Trump. He's dropping a massive lawsuit. Let's play it.
Followers, yet a lot of followers.
What was that?
Could not get the word out. And Jen, I want to thank you very much for being here and stepping forward. Takes a lot of courage. Would you like to come up and say something, Jen?
Come on up and say something.
Where's Jen? Jen, please. Thank you.
I just appreciate the opportunity to be here with all of these amazing patriots, and I thank you, President Trump, for everything you're doing for us.
Thank you, Jen, very much. I appreciate it.
If you want to get a kiss.
Thank you, Jen.
Timothy, Michael.
Dr. Kelly Victory, I love that name. I would have gone with that name if I had the choice. Is a board-certified trauma and emergency specialist from Colorado, great person, who was asked by the pastor of a church to prepare a video about how to mitigate risks of the China virus to allow church services to safely resume. Just a question. Could you give us some information? The video was outrageously removed from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, with horrible statements being made by them. Kelly, thank you for your bravery. Please say a few words. Thank you. Facebook delayed the flight. The flight's delayed by 4 hours. I wonder. I can't believe that. That's terrible. What they will do. All right. Thank you anywhere. Here he is landing, going into Newark. Kelly Cajuan and Bobby Michael are angel parents. Their precious son, Brandon, was killed at just 21 years of age by a twice deported and very violent
censorship.
illegal
And
alien
he's right. The Gateway Pundit has been reporting on this for years.
caused a very fatal collision.
You know, we've been
Something
taken
should have
down by
never
the
happened.
technical giant.
Since then, they have
Because I'm a little guy.
heroically launched their own deeply personal fight to draw attention to the dangers of illegal immigration,
Their cheating will
They
be
helped
exposed.
push through Florida's ban on deadly sanctuary cities, and they are indeed deadly. And they continue to be strong advocates for border security and immigration enforcement. But they have been
Class action
cruelly and
lawsuit.
unfairly banned
Facebook,
from
I
Twitter.
want him to tell you.
Would you like to say a few words? Where are you? Would you please?
Thank you, Mr. President.
That's our angel, Mom.
The fight for censorship must continue. We are in this. We will not allow our nation to be silenced. We stand together, and we thank you, Mr. President.
I see somebody running for office very soon. That was great. Well, I want to thank you very much. It's really terrific. So we're in a fight. We're in a fight that we're going to win. We're in a fight that people want us to take on. So many people have said to me, please, sir, do something about big tech. Sue them, sir, sue them. And they've been saying it to me for a long time, but there has never been a better time to do it. Polling released by Scott Rasmussen, highly respected, shows that nearly 2/3 of Americans believe big tech companies should be required to abide by the First Amendment guarantee of free speech. And I think those numbers are low, very low. 68% of Americans believe social media companies should prioritize their fair treatment of every citizen over protecting themselves. They want people protected. They want people to have their voice. And an overwhelming majority believe that tech giants have become too powerful. They've crossed the line many, many times, and by far too much. The American people's birthright of freedom must prevail against big tech and other forces that seek to destroy it. Through this lawsuit, we are standing up for American democracy by standing up for free speech rights of every American, Democrat, Republican, independent, whoever it may be. This lawsuit is just the beginning. It's a very big suit.
He names the people that he's suing.
With great lawyers. I'll let you know about that in about a year from now. Maybe I'll change my mind. But I don't think so.
Kelsey?
They've had a tremendous track record in doing good.
Let me pin
We'll
that
also
comment before you
take
go.
this battle to the
Mike
state
called in earlier during the
legislatures, to
game.
Congress, and ultimately
Need
to
to get,
the ballot box. And it will be
media
a very
and Big
popular
Pharma,
one at
that's
the
right,
ballot
Patricia.
box. I will never stop fighting to defend constitutional rights and sacred liberties of the American people. I will never stop.
Jennifer, Aaron, how y'all doing?
I will now ask
Sipping on
John
fire?
Cole and Pam Bondi, two terrific people that love our
Jackie.
country so much, to step forward and discuss the suit.
She's happy
And
that I'm
then we'll
doing
take
more
a few
shows. I'm
questions.
glad to
Thank
be
you very
doing it.
much.
Come on up here. Get your ass on up here.
Hello. He's taller than me. This suit is really about freedom of speech. And what it is, it's basic that freedom of speech depends on certain things. One is who decides what's hate, who decides what's misinformation. It's not a couple guys out in California. It's always been the Supreme Court for over 200 years, and I would say they've done a heck of a job. We're taking this suit. We're going to prove that they are government actors. Therefore, the First Amendment does apply. And we think we will be victorious on that. We think that we're in the right area, which is southern Florida, and you have to
Veritas did a
understand that
video
we
last night,
can't
too.
let this happen. Because, you know, for all you out
Lizzie, if
there
you're
who
listening,
are Democrats,
can you shoot me that
and
Veritas
liberals,
video?
or whatever you are, you're next. Now it's the conservatives, but as history shows us, it will turn maybe 5 years from now, maybe 3 months from now, maybe 10 years, but you're next. So I would urge people from the other side of President Trump's political party to join us, because you can't have
Gary,
this
I ain't seen
going
Gary.
on. And one last thing.
Yeah, I ain't seen Cassie
The
yet. Where they at?
most hated thing by all the Supreme Courts over all the
Brian.
years is called prior
Melissa.
restraint. That means that you can't speak. Pentagon Papers is the famous case. You can't do this because we say so. So the Supreme Court hates this. They think it's the worst kind of censorship we have. And when this gentleman cannot go on and say what he wants to say, that's prior restraint every
Is that the
minute
one where
of
he's
every
suing?
day until this thing gets resolved. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
And I'm here not as part of that great legal team over there, but I'm very proud to be part of America First Policy constitutional litigation team. So I was here just to explain just a few things. And you know what John said, this is about our Constitution. This isn't just for conservatives. This is for our media. This is for everyone out there about censorship. This is for Democrats and even progressives whose speech should be protected under the First Amendment. If you recall, Tulsi Gabbard, she sued. Do you remember that? Tulsi Gabbard was censored when she was running for president, and so she sued. And, you know, people say that they have immunity, they meaning YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, under Section 230. Well, here's where that's changed. Section 230 came about in 1996, and it was an offshoot of the Decency Act to protect against children being exploited online. That's what this was all about. So take it back to 96. How many users were there then? Probably about 20 million on AOL, right, President? 1996. Now, what do we have? Facebook, Twitter, we have billions worldwide. So times have changed. The internet is flourishing, but First Amendment still must be protected. No one could envision what was about to happen with the internet in our country now, with billions of users worldwide. So that's why this is so important. And when you have Mark Zuckerberg and others being called in front of Congress and being coerced and being questioned by all these congressmen, then you also have Mark Zuckerberg emailing
Frank
with
over
Dr.
here.
Fauci
Hello, Frank.
about COVID. And in fact, a lot of their emails that we received have been redacted, not just because of phone numbers, but because they were trading trade secrets, things that they were. So a private company is communicating with the federal government, and parts of that were redacted. So that makes them, they're not immune anymore. They are not immune anymore. It was coercion, collusion, working together, and they cannot hide from the First Amendment. That's why this is so very, very important. Even Facebook's oversight board that Mark Zuckerberg created, the oversight board came back and said there were problems, and it lacked consistently being applied to everyone by community standards. So that's why this is so important for
So they got a
us,
set
for
of
our
community
future,
standards that they're not
for
going by.
all political parties, for all human beings around the world. We believe in the First Amendment, and America
Y'all
First
listen to this
policy
woman.
will fight for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, a lot of people ask me about Dr. Fauci. I like Dr. Fauci. I actually get along with him great. But they said, why didn't you fire him? I said, no, he was good. He'd recommend something. I'd do the opposite, and we always turned out to be right. Sir, don't close the borders to China. We closed them very early. Get no credit for anything, but these are minor details. Any questions? Christina? Yes. Well, I chose you. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. So what is the possibility of a settlement prior to trial? Because obviously any court ruling in your favor, and you've laid out a very compelling case, anything prior to a court ruling would certainly limit everybody else who's not in the class.
We're
What
not
possibility
looking
is
for a
that?
settlement. We don't expect a settlement. They fight, and they fight hard. They've never had anything like this, and they've never had a team of very attractive-looking people in every way. Look at that. That's quite a legal team. That's like from a picture. But they are a very effective, much more importantly, legal team. So we're not looking to settle. We don't know what's going to happen, but we're not looking to settle. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
So we were talking about privately held companies that have been censoring. What's your position on public broadcasting, NPR, who also seem to be filling the same kind of role for?
It's such a great question. They are terrible. They are terrible. And it's not only what they say, it's what they don't say. For instance, I was informed that there are record numbers of murders took place this weekend. Record numbers. They don't even talk about it on NBC and CBS and ABC and NPR. They don't talk about it, and it's a big story. That's why the credibility of the mainstream media is the lowest it's ever been. Lowest it's ever been. And you know, I hate to take credit for this, but I'm very proud of the fact that I exposed them for what they are. They are terrible, terrible representatives of our country. They don't talk about crime. They don't talk about Chicago, where you had 260 people shot this weekend. That's in Afghanistan. You know, we didn't lose one soldier in the last more than a year. And I will say that was largely because of me, but I won't take credit. But the good news is I will never be given credit either. But we haven't lost a soldier. Think of it, 260 people shot in Chicago. Massive numbers of people shot in New York. And they don't prosecute these people. These are killers. They don't prosecute these people. They have no process. They only go after Republicans. It's a terrible thing that's happening in our country, and a very dangerous thing, and a very good question. Please, Rob.
How you doing? How do you fight the argument that these are private companies? They can be as liberal as they want to be.
Well, they say that they're private, but they're no longer private. If they gave up their Section 230 liability protection, I would go along with them. I'd say they're private. We'll open up other privates, and other privates will be opened up. I mean, I know that for a fact because I'm involved in that. But I will say that they have Section 230. It's a liability protection, the likes of which nobody in the history of our country has ever received, just a small group. And we're not going to stand for it, and that makes them, in my opinion, very subject to the kind of penalties that we're talking about, which is potentially, John, trillions of dollars. It's a number that the likes of which nobody's seen before. John, you might want to address that.
The Supreme Court over the years, especially recently, has been very clear what you can and can't do as a private company. And they've done it all. There's mainly three reasons. The president has talked about the immunity. There's also the coercion by the Congress, congressmen, congresswomen in the media and in testimony and in their tweets. And there's also the fact that this law, when this law was passed, Zuckerberg was in middle school, okay? It has served its purpose. It's now it has grown into this monster that Congress never intended. And the real bottom line is Congress cannot delegate what it can't do itself. And that's what they've done.
And, you know, we were talking earlier about when 230 was created in 1996, and really I believe one of the main reasons was something we all care deeply about, but as a former Attorney General, getting the sex predators off instantly.
Sex predators?
Yet today, there are still, and this may have come out during the congressional testimony,
I'm paying attention
but there
to
are
you, Nick.
still, there were over 16 million reports still of sex predators, of sex exploitation of children online. 45 million photos and videos that are allegedly still out there. That's what they need to be focusing on.
Next question.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, Joe Biden don't take
I think the
questions like
timing of this is perfect, especially going to the midterms and looking ahead to 2024. Can you share your thoughts on the timing of it and how this decision can help protect conservative viewpoints as we move further to 2024 elections?
The timing just seemed to be right because they've been so abusive, so bad, what they've done, not only to the President of the United States, but to so many others. Hamas has a site. The greatest killers in the world have a site. They're never reprimanded. They're never red flagged. Nothing ever happens. The president, and you, again, get the quote. You won't believe it. But these people call for the destruction of Israel, the destruction of the USA. Nothing happens to them. And I just think it's become so flagrant and so outrageous and outrageously ridiculous that this was a good time. Not having to do with the elections. I think this will go on beyond the elections. I would be surprised if it didn't. But I think it's a very important thing for our nation. Very, very important. Yeah, please, go ahead, please.
Just to clarify, who should be the arbiter of what's hate, what's offensive, what should not be published, what goes beyond free speech? And because so much of this, your banning has to do with comments you made around January 6th, just to clarify further, what did you do to stop the insurrection, as some people call it, and why were you not able to stop it?
So that whole event, unfortunate event, just went through Congress and a report was issued and my name wasn't even mentioned. And I appreciate that. I was surprised, frankly, because I would have assumed that they would have come up with their typically biased, at least on the Democrat side, statement. The report came out, as you saw, 2 weeks ago. My name wasn't even mentioned. That was an unfortunate event. I say, though, however, people are being treated unbelievably unfairly when you look at people in prison and nothing happens to Antifa, and they burned down cities and killed people. There were no guns in the Capitol. They burned, except for the gun that shot Ashley Babbitt, and nobody knows who that man were. If that were the opposite way, that man would be all over. He would be the most well-known, and I believe I can say man because I believe I know exactly who it is, but he would be the most well-known
Trump knows
person
exactly who it is.
in this country, in the world. But the person that shot Ashley Babbitt, boom, right through the head, just boom. There was no reason for that. And why isn't that person being opened up, and why isn't that being studied? They've already written it off. They said that case is closed. If that were the opposite, that case would be going on for years and years, and it would not be pretty. So I just thought this was a very important time. Yeah, please, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Twitter, if you're successful in this, and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all the social media platforms let you back on and let everyone else back on uninhibited the way that everybody has.
Letter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Would you use their platform?
Hey, yo, this is Mike, man.
Hey, what's up, Mike? You watching the show?
Yeah.
You see Trump suing these people?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, he's suing Facebook, Twitter, and Google. Come to find
Why is
out.
he doing that?
Well, it comes to find out they've been talking to politicians about who to censor. I talked about.
It's their platform, so they got the right to do whatever.
Well, no, they've been talking to politicians, and the politicians have been telling them who to censor. Pay attention, Mike. Wake up.
They can do that because it's their
No, they
own
can't,
platform.
Mike. No, they can't,
From
Mike.
their own.
They can't, Mike. They cannot stop your free speech. They cannot talk to the Democratic Party and the Democrats say
They cannot
silence.
show your stuff.
Mike.
Stuff.
They cannot talk to the Democratic Party and say the Democratic Party tell them to silence conservatives. They can't do that.
Yes, they can.
Okay, well then watch, Mike. They're getting sued. Watch and see what happens. The big tech company, Mike. Watch the things I've been, Mike. The things I've been telling you are happening. You're not paying attention. The big tech companies will be going out of business. Google, Facebook, Twitter will be going out of business, Mike, because other platforms will open up. Other platforms will open up that allow free speech, that don't censor somebody because it's hate speech.
But it's not their platform. They got the right to put anything they want on their platform.
They don't, Mike. They're not. They're a platform. Okay, so Mike, you're a platform or you're a publisher. You can't be both.
If you tell somebody don't come to my business, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want you coming to my business no more.
So I can say that to black
crazy.
people.
You got
So can
the
I
right.
say that to black people? Can I say I don't want black people in my business, or is that against the law?
You can't. You can tell that person you don't want his business.
No, I didn't say that. I said, can I tell black people I don't want them coming into my business? Is that against the law?
You got the right to do whatever you want with your business.
No, I can't, Mike. That's against the law and it's wrong.
You can.
No, I can't.
You got
No,
the
I can't. All right, Mike. I ain't arguing with your dumb ass today. I ain't got time to argue with your dumb ass.
I don't
Watch,
know.
Mike.
It's a good question.
You will
I don't
see.
know. I might not.
Been trying to tell you.
No, I'm in a different position because
Need to wake you up.
if I put out a press release, I'm getting extremely good pickup. But that's me. The world, everybody that's getting banned they can't put out a press release. People would say, who the hell is that? Nobody's going to pick it up. And even myself, I could instantaneously get the word out. If somebody says a lie, like the fake media, I can at least give.
Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
You don't want to hear the truth, man.
No, I don't want to hear an idiot, Mike. I don't want to listen. I don't want to argue with you,
But ain't that
Mike.
right? That's right. If you got your own private business.
No, you can't do that,
whatever you
Mike.
want.
No, you can't, Mike.
Yes, you can.
Mike, you can't. There's laws against it. It's called discrimination. You can't do it.
Discrimination of what?
If I was to say I don't want black people in my business, I can't do that. Why would I want to do, Mike? Mike, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to cut off half of my customers? Why would I want to do that?
If they're talking nonsense.
What do you mean talking nonsense? What has President Trump said that's nonsense? Everything he said, Mike, everything he said has come true. What nonsense has he said?
I'm talking about how he get people riled up like those Proud Boys and stuff.
Gets them riled up to stand up for themselves? You should be a proud boy, Mike. Mike, you should be a proud boy and stand up for yourself.
Nah, man. I don't
Well, then don't. Be a bitch boy.
You might get censored.
Then be a bitch boy, Mike. You get censored. I'm not going to be silenced because you don't agree with what I say. You just don't agree with me.
Make your own version of Facebook.
If I had the money, Mike, I would.
Trump is mad of how big they got. He ain't mad because.
What do you mean how big they got?
Like how many people on their platform.
Why is Trump mad about that? Trump could start a platform today and put Facebook and Twitter and all them out of business.
No, he cannot.
I guarantee you money he could, Mike.
That's the big problem. It's not.
Guarantee you money he could, Mike, because people are sick and tired of being in a bubble where they can't say what's on their mind without fear of being silenced.
Build your own platform and do what you got to do.
Well,
man.
Mike, it takes a lot of money to do that.
I mean, Facebook letting you do that. Facebook let people come on.
No, Facebook don't let me come on and say what I want to say, Mike. They silence me. They took me down, Mike. Mike.
You can't say that certain stuff on their platform.
I can't say what stuff? That the virus come from China? That's what I said. It come from China?
Say that.
Well, why can't I say that? That's where it come from. Why did they shut me down when I said that? Because they didn't want people to hear the truth, Mike. Why don't you wake your dumb ass up? Because they didn't want to hear the truth. I got you, Mike. Later. What's up?
I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. So, all right, well, anyway.
Flat Earth, hold on. What's up?
I'm sorry. I spoke with Manny, and I told him I spoke with you,
Hello?
and said it was okay
Yeah, hold
as far as O'Reilly's. So I called O'Reilly and spoke with Janai there. So he said they had
Mr. O'Reilly?
stuff.
Okay,
so,
go ahead and get the parts.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I appreciate it.
Tell Miss Rhonda line 3.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Ron?
Mike, stop being dumb.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
The opposing side, which I've been doing for a while. They let everybody out of prison. They just left almost 500 people out. They let them all out. They caused tremendous damage and harm and physical harm to other people and death. And they let them out. If the people don't hear this, you'll never be able to solve the problem. It's a problem like this country has never had.
Yeah, if you
What's
can't hear
happened over
the
last 6
other
months in
side
particular,
and hear
what's
the
happening in
truth
certain cities,
because it don't fit with their agenda,
It's a horrible thing. It's an
then
embarrassment.
people like
to our
Mike
country.
are going to continue to be living in
It's
the
just
darkness.
a horrible thing. The loss of human
People are going to be
life on a
continuing to
weekly
live in the
basis,
darkness
and
because
you turn on these major newscasts
these
and a
media,
lot of
these
people are
social
watching,
platforms
and it's
shut
not
people
even
down because
You have
we're
to
telling the
change.
truth and they
You
don't
gotta
like
get
it.
your
Oh, we got to
credibility
silence
back.
him.
You
He's
don't have
waking
the
people up. He's
credibility. You have
telling
to get
people
it
what's
back.
really going
I
on.
want to thank everybody very much, and we'll be seeing what happens. John, good luck. Pam, good luck. everybody. Trish, I want to thank you for being so great. You're really fantastic. I appreciate it very much. You've been so incredible. Thank you. And thank you to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Trump. We'll see you there, buddy. Have a good one. Now, that's President Trump. Now, I'm going to play the part where he names off the people they're suing. I didn't know it was a whole press conference because I just seen that little bitty snippet where he was talking about who he was going to sue. Now, my man Drizzy sent me this over here. We seen her get shot live through the neck, small mess up. And Drizzy's nitpicking over there. Stop nitpicking.
Huge legal victory in the O'Keefe versus Twitter lawsuit. Twitter tried to have the case removed to a friendly jurisdiction, and a federal judge just ruled against them and has ordered the case to remain in Veritas's backyard.
Twitter.
I saw a video from Project Veritas that was taken down because they confronted a Facebook executive on his front lawn.
I don't have an understanding of the case, but I would imagine if we were to take a video like that down, it would be due to doxing.
So we just won our first victory against social media giant Twitter. The Manhattan federal court ruled to remand, or basically means to allow the case to be brought back down from federal to state level. We can only think of one reason why they do this. Their strategy to remove the case from New York State to federal court was obviously so that they could transfer the case from New York to California, where they are located, their own backyard, where cases like this routinely get dismissed because of that Section 230 of the Communication Decency Act that prevents these companies from being held liable. You may recall on April 19th, I sued Twitter for suspending my own personal Twitter account, which at the time I had over 900,000 followers, over the false claim that I was operating fake accounts. Well, guess what? Victory has never felt so sweet. They thought we'd be okay with the court removing the case from state to federal court because, according to Twitter, this case could be worth millions of dollars of damages. Listen to this Twitter lawyer fumbling and bumbling, scrambling in front of federal judge Barbara Moses.
Mr. O'Keefe, throughout the complaint and in public statements, has said that the point of this lawsuit is to hold Twitter accountable, to have a public accounting. Twitter is a company that has $3.7 billion in revenue. We would submit, Your Honor, that if your allegation is that you want to punish and deter a company like Twitter for what the complaint alleges is an internal left-wing conspiracy to silence Jim O'Keefe, Your Honor, we do not have confidence that the amount of the punitive damages will not be, in fact, over the $75,000.
Under federal law, Twitter would need me to ask for more than $75,000 to keep this case in federal court. But if this were about the money, we would have been in federal court already. It's only safe to assume they've never really been up against someone who doesn't care about the money, who isn't in it for the money. For me, in Project Veritas, this case is about one thing. It's about justice. They never saw this coming, so in court, they were thrown for a loop. My own lawyer told the court this wasn't about the money, that we didn't want more than $75,000 in damages, and thus that the case had to be sent back to state court in New York State, where they can't rely on the dismissal-prone judges in their backyard. Just look at the transcript. Twitter's attorney, Ahmed, argues for 13 pages that Twitter will suffer damages of more than $75,000. And while we would love to make Twitter to pay, we want them to pay in a way that will last longer than writing a check. Their argument was even confusing to the judge, Barbara C. Moses, who said,
"It seems to me that any attempt by Twitter to keep this case here in federal court on the present record would be likely unsuccessful."
Sure enough, it was unsuccessful. The judge ordered the case to be remanded back to New York State court within days. So what exactly is Twitter so afraid of? Us winning? Deposing Jack Dorsey?
I saw a video from Project Veritas that was taken down because they confronted a Facebook executive on his front lawn. I can show you a video of CNN doing the exact same thing.
I don't have an understanding of the case, but I would imagine if we were to take a video like that down, it would be due to a doxing concern.
Speaking of depositions, they have reason to be afraid. Just wait until you see what happens next. In the New York Times case, over 900 minutes of videotaped depositions. And that's just what we have so far. These people have never been held accountable in their lives by any
Dungeon
authority
and playroom.
until now.
See? Where'd that music come from? That's some of Drizzy's music he made up on the synthesizer. He's got it going on. Let's see what else Drizzy sent me. Uh-oh. We got old Joe Biden out there talking. Let's see what he's saying.
To receive one of the largest ever single-year tax cuts aimed at families with children. And every child under the age of 6 is $3,600. Every child between 6 and 17 is $3,000. It's not as a credit against your taxes, but as a direct payment. You'll get cash. Cash. That's what we'll get. For example, a middle-class family with 2 children can expect to receive $7,200. You get the first half, the $3,600 paid out, is $600 a month between July and December.
Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, can you answer the question, man?
Which one's that? What question? What question?
The question about it's people on Facebook all over the world.
Yes.
And I'm saying you can't do that.
People on. I can't do what?
You can't tell people. You can tell people you can be censored because it affects other religions and stuff.
Not in, affects other religions. What the hell are you talking about? Free speech is free speech, Mike. We live in America. This is America.
Speech, but you can't come do it. You can't come do it on my thing.
Well, I'm not doing it on your thing. I'm doing it on my page. If I want to say something on my page, as long as I'm not calling for harm or something to somebody else, I can say what I want to. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying, just like I don't have to agree with what you're saying, Mike.
Do you watch sports?
No.
Well, it don't matter if you do or not. You remember the guy from LA Clippers that said that stuff?
That said what, Mike?
The owner that used to own. He used to own the LA Clippers.
Okay.
And he said some stuff, and the NBA banned him from saying that stuff.
Well, how's the NBA gonna ban somebody from saying something?
Because it was unethical, man.
Well, it might be unethical, but it's his right to say it.
No, you cannot say that stuff, man.
You can say whatever you, Mike. You can see you live in a different America than I do.
So
you can see I'm for free speech, Mike. You're not.
Yeah, you're right. You can go say whatever you want.
Exactly. Now the NBA made that guy sell that team because the NBA is controlled by China and it's all part of the agenda that they're pushing.
You guys are crazy, man.
I know it, Mike. We're crazy. I know it's crazy, Mike. Well, it's funny. It's funny you can't say shit about China on the news. Remember when we had the COVID virus here, and all the news organizations were calling it the China virus, and then when Trump started saying it, the news organization said, "Hey, that's racist." Well, just last week, y'all were saying China virus, and the Chinese Communist Party that controls our politicians in this country told them to stop saying that because it was making them look bad. You're going to find out, Mike, it was never Russia that interfered in our election. It was China. And if you would wake your dumb ass up, I'm giving you this stuff so you can see it, and you still can't see it.
Man, hey, the LA Clippers owner.
I don't give a rat's ass what the LA Clippers owner said. I don't care what he said.
It won't work.
It's his right to say it, Mike. So you're a tyrant then, right?
Hey.
So you're a dictator.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you.
So you're a fascist.
I'm telling you the truth.
Well, no, you're a fascist. You're trying to control somebody's speech, Mike.
You can't say bad stuff, man.
You can say whatever you want to, Mike.
You can, but you got consequences for it.
What consequences, Mike?
They
I never would have sold. Well, I never would have sold that team if I was him. I'd have said, "I tell you what, stick it in your ass. I'll say what I want to. This is America."
You can't say what you want to.
I say whatever I want to, Mike. Well, you might not. I will. I'll say whatever I want to.
You'll go up to somebody and call them an N-word?
If I want to, yes. I don't talk like that, Mike.
See, you might get hurt if you do that, though.
Well, you might get hurt if you walk across the street, Mike.
But, hey, Facebook just banning you. If you go do that to somebody, they're gonna hurt you, man.
Who's gonna hurt me, Mike?
If you walk up to somebody and say something like that, you're gonna get banned or hurt.
Why would I get hurt? Oh, because somebody don't like me talking, so they're gonna be violent. So you're in favor. So you're in favor. Oh, so you're in favor of. So you're in favor of violence.
I'm not in favor of violence.
Well, yes, you are. You just said I would get hurt for something I said. Why would I get hurt for something I said?
Why would you say something like that?
Well, I don't say stuff like that, Mike. But if I want to, I will.
Okay, then.
It ain't gonna be because you tell me I can't say it.
You got to worry about being banned.
Well, Mike, what did I? Well, tell me. Well, then tell me, Mike. What did I say that got me banned on here? I didn't say the N word on here, so why did I get banned, Mike?
I'm talking about what you was talking about.
Oh, about the virus coming from China? Because that's where it come from. Well, that's where it come from, Mike.
You can't say that, man.
Well, why? So I can't tell the truth.
Hey, you don't.
I hear you, Mike. Mike, you're a demon.
It's more than that.
Mike,
It's more than that.
Mike, stop listening to demons. You're worshiping demons there, buddy.
Oh.
Donated, hang up. Got you, Sipping. Thank you, ma'am. I followed through. Sipping donated. I heard something. I didn't see the thing. Thank you, Sipping. Flat Earth, what's up?
I heard something. I didn't see the.
Oh, what's up, man? Let me mute my speaker real quick.
Yeah, mute your speaker.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie, it's Ian. It's been a long time talking.
Who is this, Ian?
Yeah. We talked for a while ago. Like
Okay.
Back right after the election.
Okay, what's up?
Ever since then, you've been doing those Call of Duty videos, which I don't really get into. You know.
You don't play Call of Duty?
I don't really. I mean, I don't really have time for video games, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, no offense to you. I choose other hobbies.
Well,
Anyway, I'm wondering what you think about this thing with Mike Lindell's new prediction of August 13th.
What's his prediction on August 13th?
That's when Trump's coming back, baby.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
You hadn't heard that?
No.
I thought you followed all that shit, man.
I do follow, but I hadn't heard Lindell talking about the 13th. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that's the My Pillow guy, right?
Yeah, Mike Lindell is. Trump will be back in the White House. I don't know what date it will be. Trump will be back in the White House.
But, do you think it'll be before the next election cycle?
I don't know. These things take time. The wheels to justice are slow.
Okay, but do you think it could possibly be before the next election cycle?
Possibly, yes.
You realize that's, actually impossible, though, right?
How is that impossible if you show that they cheated in the election? How is that impossible?
Well,
Nothing is
so
impossible.
Let's go to that. When do you think the audit? When do you think the audit's going to be done?
Well, they're saying the one in Maricopa County should be released the end of July, early August.
And how long have they been doing that?
The audit?
Yeah, that specific audit. Yeah.
I would say 2 months. I don't know when they started
Yeah.
it.
Takes them a long time, huh?
Well, yeah, it does take a long time to do something.
So far, everything that I've seen that they've released has been kind of just, big, as they say, nothing burger.
So what have you seen that they released?
They were saying something about extra ballots, and that's been debunked. And I mean, it's been a while since I followed it.
Well, hold on. It's not even been. It just finished last week. So what have you seen that's been released?
I'm saying what I've seen reported on and what I've seen on Telegram, because I am on Telegram. I follow all this stuff very.
So you've seen what people are saying.
Yeah, I've seen what people.
So then I would
are
question.
saying.
I would question who are saying these things.
People on Telegram, like all the big QAnon people,
Well, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. Who is a big QAnon person?
I can't think QAnon. What's his name? QAnon John.
I don't know him.
Q Queen Kathy or whatever. You don't follow this stuff? It's really interesting.
No, I listen to X22 Report every morning.
I've actually never checked that out. Are you on Telegram?
No, I'm not on Telegram. I listen to X22 Report is on BitChute. I listen to his videos every morning. He usually does 2 a day.
Okay, I'll check that out too. I mean, and it's not like I don't any of this. I just find it very interesting.
I find it very interesting that we're going to find out we're going to see that these people have been doing this shit for decades. It's how they've been putting people in office.
All the audits that have been actually completed ended up just showing voter fraud in Trump's favor. You know that, right?
Well, we haven't had any audits. We've had some recounts. We haven't had any audits.
Well, no, you've had some like official, non-independent audits, you could say.
Where was that at?
I'm pretty sure they did that. I mean, that's if maybe I'm remembering wrong.
Yeah, you're remembering wrong. The only thing we've had is recounts. And if you recount the same ballots you have without doing an audit, you're just recounting the same bad numbers from the first time.
But I remember reading a couple times where the instances of voter fraud that they have found, where people, dead people voted, were in Trump's favor. And I'm not saying that there were a lot of them. There were only like a couple, which is,
Well, I thought dead people weren't allowed to vote. I thought dead people weren't allowed to vote.
I know, but I'm saying that the ones that they did found were in favor of Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a big deal because it's going to happen.
Well, it's like the military. The things I was showing yesterday were these people were testifying to all the ballots that they seen from the military. 100% for Joe Biden. Do you think that's possible?
I haven't seen anything about them saying 100% for Joe Biden
Did you watch the show yesterday?
No, I didn't.
I pulled it up and showed it on here yesterday.
Okay.
Where these people were testifying to that the ballots that they seen looked like Xerox copies, and that every one of them from the military were 100% for Joe Biden. That's mathematically impossible.
Okay, I'll check that out. I mean, I don't quite trust the validity of that statement, but...
You don't trust that?
I don't trust you saying that they found where there were fake ballots 100% for Joe Biden.
Well, no, I was reading.
Let me look into it.
I was reading what they testified to. I didn't say that. I just read what the people that testified said.
Okay. Did you read everything?
No, I just read the things on that article I pulled
the
up.
ones that were pro-Trump.
I just read the ones that were on that article I was looking at yesterday.
What you got from a pro-Trump website, correct?
No, I don't remember what website it was. I think it was on I can't remember what website it was. It was something, an article I was reading, and then it had a headline at the top, and then in the bottom it had people that had testified and what they said in the testimony. Now, if you go back and watch the testimony from when Giuliani was going around and he was bringing these people up in front of the Senate and having them testify to what they seen, they all said it back then too. And this wasn't a website or anything like that. These were the people themselves testifying in front of the Senates in these different states. This wasn't any leaning. This was what these people were saying from their own mouths, the things that they had seen. Now, I do remember seeing people putting up shit over the windows where you couldn't watch what they were doing. I seen that with my own eyes. I seen here in Atlanta where they run everybody out of the counting room, and then they stayed behind and pulled 4 suitcases out. I seen that with my own eyes because it was on.
That's also been debunked.
Hold on. What has been debunked? Did it happen or not? Yes or no?
I don't remember. It's been so long, honestly. But
Well, I can tell you.
I remember seeing and being like, oh yeah, okay, that's definitely not what they're saying it is.
Huh? What do you mean? This is what I'm saying it is. They told people to go home because they had a water burst. They were going to start counting in the morning. They were leaving. When everybody left, 4 people stayed behind and continued to count. They went over to a table, pulled up the skirt off of it, and pulled suitcases out from under the table. 4 of them. And they continued to run them ballots through for 2.5 to 3 hours with nobody there observing them.
Okay, so, I mean, if you say nobody there observing them, then how do people know that they did that?
Because it was caught on the security footage from State Farm Arena security cameras.
So why would they do that knowing that there's security footage?
Because they're stupid.
Okay, so now they're stupid. They're not conniving. They're just stupid.
Well, no, they're both. They just didn't realize that they were being captured on the security camera. They brought. Look, this is the same. Hold on. This is the same thing that the little smarmy bitch in Georgia here that was sitting there crossing their arms back and forth was going, well, this has been debunked. And the guy said, well, how's it been debunked? Ma'am, when did this information come out? She said, we got it last night. And the guy looked at the little smarmy bitch and said, when was it debunked? If they got this shit last night. It wasn't debunked.
Yeah, see, I don't know the specific things you're referring to.
Well, I'm telling you. I played it on the show.
Yeah, but this is the first time I've watched the show in like 5 months, man.
I played this back there when it happened.
Oh, I didn't see it back then. I mean, honestly, I don't have. You stream for like hours at a time, so
Hours.
Everything.
I'm just trying to tell you, man, they're not only cheating me, they're also cheating you too. Because your vote don't really count either. They're putting into power who they want to have into power. And you go, who is they? The people that are trying to control the world, the deep state, the satanic cabal. That is who's doing this shit.
Here's where I lose you. The satanic cabal.
So you don't believe in satanic cabals? You don't believe that?
That's some dumb shit. No, I don't believe that at all. I don't think that people are scaring babies into, sucking adrenochrome out of them. So
and you don't believe that? And you don't believe that because of? Hold up. But you don't believe that because of what? What makes you not believe that?
Just common sense. You could buy adrenochrome online. It's a research chemical. It's been around. Here's another thing. Adrenochrome is a word. It's a fake drug that's made up in a fucking, what is it? Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hunter S. Thompson album. I mean, not album. Novel, book.
Yeah, it was in the movie. Fear
and Loathing.
Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah,
Fear and Loathing.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's based on. But hold up. You do realize that movie's based on a real life guy, right?
Yeah, but even the drug adrenochrome that they had described in there has nothing to do with what you guys are saying adrenochrome is, which is what keeps you young or whatever the Hollywood elite is using.
So what are the Hollywood elite using?
I don't know, fucking plastic surgery, and Adderall probably.
No, you mean like the foreskins from baby boys? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about foreskin at all. I mean,
hold on.
Like
But see, that's what I'm saying. See, you're not talking about that, but you can go watch, and I can't remember her name, the actress that talks about using this on her skin. She did a big interview on it, and I think it was on Oprah, where she was talking about.
Actress says that.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I would need more proof than one person saying that.
So you don't trust that one person that says that's what she uses?
No, I don't trust that at all.
Okay.
I mean, like people say shit to.
Well, tell me this: over the time that the Earth has been here, have we had cultures that sacrifice people to gods?
I mean, yes, we have, but not recently.
When did it stop?
I don't know when they stopped.
Exactly, because they haven't stopped.
This is all based from the satanic panic that happened in the 80s and the 90s.
Satanic panic. Maybe you should have paid attention.
Panic.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to tell you, and people discredit them by saying, "Oh, he's a conspiracy nut." And when you find out, look, when you
discredit them, all that shit has been debunked.
How has it been debunked?
Panic is because like.
So you're saying there's no Hold up. So you're saying there's no hold up. So you're saying there's no sex trafficking or anything like that with children?
I never said that there's no sex trafficking. When did I say that? Clearly there is sex trafficking.
Who do you think does that? Do you think normal people sex traffic children?
No, I think sick individuals who are probably wealthy, who are criminals. So I mean, not all criminals.
And who do they worship?
They don't worship Satan.
Well, it's a god called Moloch.
Not even what? Moloch?
Yeah, you know who Moloch is? The owl god. The one that's
I don't know.
The one that's at the Bohemian Grove.
Okay, sure.
That's Moloch.
Reference to it, yeah.
So that's the Moloch god, the big owl. There's a picture. There's a statue of him down here on 75 coming out of Atlanta on top of the Adult Swim building there. There's a Moloch owl on top of it. There's a big rock statue in the Bohemian Grove where all of these world elites go to for 2 weeks a year and run around doing homosexual things in the woods there that Alex Jones busted into years ago. Alex Jones busted into this place and filmed them doing this stuff.
Okay,
Where they
well,
sacrifice.
Don't use Alex Jones as any kind of like source for anything, in my opinion.
Why not?
The guy makes shit up to sell multivitamins to men.
Well, what did he make up by what I just said?
What was that?
The things I just told you, what did he make up? Because that's where I learned about the Bohemian Grove was from Alex Jones.
I've looked into the Bohemian Grove thing, and yes, it's a bunch of weird.
Well, you didn't know about the
people doing
Moloch.
A bunch of shit, but there's no actual evidence of any kind of like sex trafficking or anything going on there.
Okay. So when Hillary Clinton is referring to in her emails that she's sacrificing to Moloch, what do you think she's sacrificing to? What do you think she's sacrificing?
I think what's happening is people are making fun of you.
Making fun of me?
Like, and then like leading you on. See, this is why I'm about to get a tattoo.
They're making fun. How are they making fun of? Hold up. How are they making fun of me? Hold up.
There's like you who think that people like eat babies to stay young. And
Yes.
that Tom Hanks is a pedophile, but then like completely gloss over the fact that Trump hung out with Epstein, hung out with Maxwell, wished her well, and it's come out that in the past when they were discussing pardons, he had a big interest in discussing how to pardon her.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Now, what fact are you talking about? Who told you that? Is that from that new book that just come out?
Yeah, that's from the book. Yes.
Oh, but so that's a fact that you believe. You'll believe something that discredits Trump. You'll believe that.
I would believe that because that sounds like something he would do. He said, "I wish."
What do you mean?
Why would he say that? That was
Well,
on camera.
what should he have said? What should he have said?
He should have said that to a prolific pedophile. Would you say, "I wish you well"?
Well, she's not a pedophile. Well, hold on. Well, she is because I think she was accused of doing things with children too. So she is a pedophile. But what should he have said?
Not that.
Well, what should he have said? I hope she burns in hell. Would that have been good for you? If he'd have said, I hope she burns in hell, would that have made you feel good?
I would have just said no comments. I would not want to be associated with a prolific pedophile.
Well, they asked him a question and he answered it. I wish her well.
It's a better answer than "I wish her well."
Well, what would have been a better answer?
No comment would have been a better answer.
No, then they would have said he was dodging questions.
Or I knew her back in the day. I've heard that she's done some bad things.
Well, you know that the judge just said she's going to have to release her emails. They just said that last week.
Yeah, about Clinton. And don't get me wrong, I don't like the Clintons. I hate the Clintons.
Who do you like? Who do you like? Do you like Joe Biden?
I do not like. Look, I've never felt well represented as a citizen by any president in my life.
I didn't until we had Donald Trump. I didn't until we had Donald Trump.
Okay, see, that's the thing. Like, I realized that when Donald Trump came along, I realized like I've never felt good about a president. He's the one that made me realize that. And then Joe Biden just reminded me, yeah, that's correct. I don't feel at all.
So you didn't like Trump at all either.
Yeah, I liked Obama at first, and then all the drone strikes and all that shit. I mean, that kind of killed it for me.
Oh, so the drone strikes is what did it for you?
Yeah, the drone strikes. Not any of the bullshit conspiracy stuff you're going to come up with.
What bullshit conspiracy stuff?
I don't know. What do you think about? You think that his wife is a man, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so stuff like that. Like, I think that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Why do you think that?
You're intimidated by a woman who looks stronger than you, who can beat your ass. So you have to like.
So why do you hold on a minute?
You've never seen.
So hold up a minute.
There's actually a picture of her. You can find pictures of her pregnant. I mean, that's
well, then send me one. Send me one picture of her pregnant.
I'll look for it.
There's not one out there. And I've seen the videos with her dancing with something jumping around in her pants.
Yeah, and I've seen the same. You can look at.
So what is that bouncing in her pants?
You can look at.
So what is that bouncing in her? What is that bouncing in her?
You can look at pictures of Melania.
Stop for a minute and answer the question. Hey, stop. Stop for a minute. Stop for a minute. What is that bouncing in her pants?
There's nothing bouncing in her pants. It's the crease in her pants. And as I said, you can look at pictures of Melania that show a little bulge, and that's just a fact for women who wear.
Well, I've seen Melania naked.
Okay, well.
I've never seen Big Mike naked. Well, yeah, that would be a way to. Well, hold on. Hold up a second, man. Hold up a second. That would be a way to prove it, correct?
Okay, so you want Michelle to pose naked so you can to prove that she's not a man?
No, I don't care if she's a man or not. I think she is. That's my look, but that's my opinion. Listen, I don't know one way or the other, but that's my opinion. So are you telling me I can't have my opinion?
I never said you couldn't have your opinion.
Well, there you go.
I think your opinion's stupid.
Okay, well, I think yours is. Look where we're at.
Well, here's where we're at.
Well, look where we're at. You think mine's stupid, I think yours is. And guess what?
Mine is based in reality. Yours is based on a bunch of shit you saw online.
Yours is based on
From
what?
The people on Telegram and
What is yours based on?
Facebook groups.
Tell me what yours is based on. Hold up.
Rumble.
Stop for a minute. You said yours is based on fact, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, as well as I could get, as close to reality as I could get, yes.
And what is that? Because you see a picture of her in a dress?
Because I don't listen to fucking crazy people on YouTube talk about reptilians and about.
I didn't call her a reptilian.
Obama is actually Mike Obama. And how,
I didn't call. Look, I didn't say that.
Young and all
Obama's brother said. Obama's brother said that, not me.
What exactly did Obama's brother say?
Big Mike called Michelle Big Mike.
I'm looking it up right now.
You gonna hang up?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, look it up. His name is Malik Obama.
And what should I type that in and then
Say
what should I type in?
Malik Obama calls Michelle Big Mike.
Okay. I'm even going to use DuckDuckGo just for your sake.
That's what I do. DuckDuckGo is the best place to go.
Oh, that's going to take a second. I have too many tabs open. While I'm doing this, how's the couch business going, bro?
The couch selling?
Don't you sell couches?
I sell a shitload of couches from Wuhan, China.
How's it going?
Oh, it's great.
Oh, that's good.
We just got a new shipment in last week. 2 containers full.
That's pretty cool. Do they come from China?
Wuhan. They come from Wuhan.
Uh-oh.
Right down the street from where the wet market was
They're
at.
responsible for COVID.
Probably.
I'm just kidding. Okay, I see a YouTube video, but it just says audio. Here's another one that says Obama's brother asks if Michelle was really named Michael.
Now that's Obama's brother talking about her. And there's no picture out there. There's no picture out there of Michelle Obama pregnant. There's not one.
I don't think that's a reason to like that. I don't understand why that is definitive proof.
Well, it's definitive proof if you'll look at the close friends, and I can't remember their name, of the people that they say are the real father and mother of those 2 children. Those 2 children look exactly like those parents. They don't look like Obama and Michelle.
Yeah, that's also not definitive proof. I don't look like anything like my parents.
Well, then you might want to question your mom.
I don't need to do that because.
Oh, so you trust that you're your father? Now you could do a DNA test. Now that would be a way. Well, that would be a way to prove it. That would be a way to prove it, don't you think?
I guess. I mean, I don't care.
Why don't you care if people are? I care if people are lying to me, especially people that are in power. I don't like that.
Lies to you?
Well, sure they do. But in everyday life, in everyday life, I don't deal with them people anymore when I catch them lying to me.
You don't care. Well, you don't deal with Michelle Obama anymore, so why do you care?
Well, she's still functioning and running this country. Who do you think's talking to Joe Biden? Who do you think's in his ear? Now look, they're not.
I don't think Obama's doing anything. I think
Obama's a puppet just like Joe Biden is. I want to find out who the people are behind him. That's the people I want to see.
Trump is a puppet either?
No.
That's crazy, man.
So, okay, well then look at it this way. If Trump is a puppet, why are the left and the right going after him? If he's part of their team, do you think it's that? So you're a conspiracy theorist saying that Trump's part of their team?
I'm not a conspiracy. I know. I'm.
So it's really dastardly. Trump is like he's a double agent working for the deep state. Is that what you're saying?
I never said that. I don't believe in the because you believe it.
Well, I'm just telling you what these politicians say when they talk about the New World Order. And I never heard that before until Bush. Now, Drizzy, there's a video of this gentleman talking to Joe Biden sitting beside him, and he's talking about the deep state. He said there's a good thing there's a deep state out there. I heard Trump bring it up not too long ago about the deep state. These are the people that are in power in Washington, D.C. that are not voted in. These are the people that control the FBI, the CIA. Do you trust the FBI?
I don't know. I believe that there's, look, I know that there's a black budget and that there's like billions and billions of dollars that go to something that they never write down what it goes to. I know that America does sketchy shit. They've always done sketchy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had Project Artichoke and MK Ultra and the Alabama Tuskegee syphilis experiment.
Yeah, not just there. They did that around the world with different diseases where they give it to people.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like,
It's a
from
population
the US
control.
government itself.
Well, it's not the government. It's the people that control the government. It's the people that control our politicians that are pushing their agenda, trying to get us with the guidestones, the small population that they can control.
I don't really quite believe the whole Guidestone thing either. To be honest, I know that's close to home. That's close to home to you, right? Because you're in Georgia.
So you don't believe that it's real?
I don't think it has as much meaning as people think it is. I think that the Sonic people, it's like a dumb little club that they're in. It's like
It is a club that they're in. It is a club, but it is a club.
It has any meaning to it.
Well, look, it is a club that they're in, and George Carlin told us about this club. Me and you ain't members of it. So they keep.
I didn't hear that part.
I said, and me and you are not members of it. So they
Yes,
keep.
I
so,
agree with that.
Okay, so this is how they control us.
I'm about to get a little Illuminati tattoo.
Well, look, we'll get you one, and good luck with that. But this is how they control me and you, is because they got me and you arguing about what they're doing. You don't believe that they're doing these things because that would be crazy, and nothing crazy has ever happened in the world. You know, Incans and Mayans and shit didn't used to bring people up on platforms and cut their guts out to the sun god. They didn't do that.
Yeah, but that was like thousands of years ago.
And so what has changed? What has changed in those thousands of years? Did they commit murder back in those days?
I think.
Did they commit murder in those days? Hold on, listen to me. Did they commit murder in those days?
Yes, yes.
Did they commit
murder nowadays? Yes.
Oh, okay,
they do.
so did they commit rape in those days and war?
Yes, and nowadays they still
And
do.
we still do
It's
the
not-
exact same
not
thing today. Hold up. I'm trying to make a point with you. We still do the exact same thing today that they did back then because it's a spiritual war that we're in. It's a spiritual war.
That's where you lose me right there.
Why? Because you don't believe in spirituality? Because you don't believe in God, right?
I'm not religious. I don't know what I believe, but I
Okay.
don't believe in a Christian God. I don't believe in the devil. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, then who would make somebody go out and do terrible things to young children? Who would make somebody do that?
I still think there's evil in the world.
Well, where does evil come from?
I don't know where I don't know how to describe evil. It's just
Well, I do. The devil.
the devil. See, that's some arbitrary little being that you've been indoctrinated into believing in. I think people are inherently good, and then sometimes you have mental illness, and you have sociopaths. I mean, like, look at it this way. You said, did they murder people back then? Do they murder people now? Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Did America have slaves back then, like 200 years ago? Yes. Do we now?
Well, no. Hold up. Stop. Stop. See, you stopped off at America. I went all the way back to when the Incans and Mayans were doing shit. Why don't you go back that far with the slavery? Was there slavery back in those days?
Yes, there was.
Okay, so we stopped it here in America. We stopped slavery here in America because it's wrong. Is it still going on today, though?
Yes, other places, yeah.
There you go. So what is stopped? So you think we couldn't be worshiping? We couldn't have a group of people out worshiping this pagan sun god? Give him whatever name you want to. Some people call him Ra. Some people call him a Moloch. Some people call him the devil. So you don't think there's people that today that could be worshiping that guy?
No, I never said that.
That's what I'm saying. These people that do this shit.
The devil.
Well, this is what I believe. I believe the people that are doing this shit are the same people that was doing it back then, that was giving up their babies to burn them alive and making the drummers beat the drums louder so the parents couldn't hear the baby screaming while they were being burned alive. It's the same people. It's just a different time. Just like when dope dealers say, all you're doing is changing the players in the game. You ain't changing the game. You just changed the players in the game. That's all that's happened.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I don't think that Hillary Clinton's like sitting around a fire eating babies and.
Well, you better hope that she's
Tom
not.
Hanks is doing that.
That would be good if she.
People that are doing that are just like actual degenerate suck ups.
So you don't think Hillary Clinton could be one?
Like that's real.
So you don't think Hillary?
Let me finish. The problem that I have is when you start going around and you take the focus away from the actual pedophiles, the actual people who are dangerous to children. You start coming up with all this bullshit about how Tom Hanks is a pedophile because he has a property in Greece.
No, no, not because he has a property in Greece, because he changed his citizenship to a Greece citizen.
Okay, well, he did a dual citizenship, and that's because his wife is Greek and they have a house in Greece.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. It don't have anything to do with Greece. Don't have any laws against child pedophilia.
No, they do. That's another misconception that you guys had. At one point, yes, there was a very progressive group in Greece, in their government, some party, in the early 2000s, who were trying to make pedophilia classified as a mental illness rather than a criminal.
Oh, you're talking about the way they do the transgender?
Let me finish. You can fact check this right now. And they went through at first, but then they went back on it. So that's not nearly the same thing as saying pedophilia is legal in Greece. That's something that you guys always fuck up. That's so annoying to me. Look it up right now.
Okay.
Look it up.
I done played that,
legal
Drizzy.
in Greece. Do it. Just
Drizzy, pull up and see. Drizzy, pull up and see is pedophilia legal in Greece? It'll be about a 30-second delay because I don't think he's on the BattleNet.
Long enough.
I don't have a laptop. Oh, Trump talks. Hey, we'll play that in a minute. Drizzy, see if you can pull up and see if pedophilia is legal in Greece. I'm listening to you. Hey, Drizzy, I'm watching what Drizzy's doing on the thing.
All right, yeah. I mean, I'll wait for you. You good?
Well, go ahead. We'll talk about something else while he's looking for that.
I mean, I'm looking at it right now. So
you're looking at the thing says it's not a thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. He's pulling
a Greek government plan to categorize pedophiles and pyromaniacs as disabled.
Hold on, here you go. 2016. And he's on DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, I am.
No, he is. He's on DuckDuckGo. And he's putting in his pedophilia legal in Greece. Class as a disability. In Greece, pedophilia was recently. You're scrolling too fast. Hold up. Outrageous Greece adds pedophilia to list of disabilities. Now this is on DuckDuckGo.
Yes. So does that mean it's legal? Does that mean if you
What do you mean does that mean it's legal? They said it's a disability.
Okay, so does that mean it's legal though?
Well, it means that people that are pedophiles have a mental disorder.
Does it mean that they get away with it? Does it mean that they don't have?
Well, I'd have to read. I'd have to read in here. Feedback's also never claimed it was illegal. It was a mental issue. Well, this feedback also I never claimed. Hold up. Pick one. Too much of a lag for me. This feedback also I never claimed it. Yeah, I didn't say you claimed it, Drizzy. So it's saying it was a mental disability, or was added to the list of disabilities. This means pedophiles in Greece may now qualify for government-funded disability payments, not despite, but because of their pedophilia.
Thank you.
Greece recognizes pedophilia as a disability. So if they're recognizing it as a disability, it wouldn't be a crime, correct?
So
would it be a? Hold on.
Oh my gosh!
Would it be a?
You're only reading what you want to read.
I'm reading what you told me to look up, and I'm on
What
DuckDuckGo.
you want to read?
What do you mean I'm reading what I want to read? Did you not tell me to go to DuckDuckGo?
Because something's listed as a disability doesn't mean it's not still.
Hold on, let me pull it up on the camera in the corner so everybody else can see what I'm reading. It says, is pedophilia legal in Greece? Mental health. Greece didn't classify pedophilia as a disability. Miss Barr. Hanks and Wilson recently became Greek citizens with dual citizenship there and in the U.S. despite the conspiracy theories. Pedophilia is illegal in Greece and is not qualified as a disability. The next one says, is pedophilia considered a disability in Greece? That's Snopes. The third one is outrageous. Greece adds pedophilia to list of disabilities. That's Life.
Yeah, that's LifeSite News, which is a come on, LifeSite
Well,
News.
hold up.
That website is.
Oh well, here's another one.
That's a pro-life website. You can't.
Well, here's another one.
That's going to be.
Well, listen. Here's another one. Now, Snopes said, is pedophilia considered a disability in Greece? Do you trust Snopes?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, they're saying it, talking about is it a disability. Greece recognized pedophilia as a disability. That's the New American. Greece declares pedophilia a disability.
Obviously, that's
well, that's the site.
I know, but come on, what do you think the New American's going to be?
Okay, Jonathan Turley. Pedophilia is recognized as a mental illness. What is your point?
My point is it's still illegal in Greece.
Where does it say it's illegal? So you're saying a disability is illegal?
You didn't see when you read it earlier. It says despite. So
it says despite what?
So they get in trouble for it, but it's also considered disability. So they get money, so they can get treatment for it.
So you can get in trouble for it, but you can get paid for it too. So that's you're getting.
No, you get money towards your treatment, which, in my opinion, I think that you should give. I mean, do you think that you should execute every pedophile?
You should what?
Do you think that you should just execute every pedophile?
If you're messing with children, yes.
Okay, and that's a hard thing to do.
If you're an adult messing, if you're an adult messing with children, yes, you should be taken outside and shot.
Okay, well, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I also don't trust the justice system enough to where I would trust that 100%.
Well, why don't you trust it? I know a lot of people.
There are people who are falsely accused all the time.
Well, I didn't say you shoot them because somebody says it. You'd have a trial.
Yeah, but even within court, you have people who are falsely accused.
You do. That's true.
So that's why I don't believe in the whole 100% everybody should be executed. So
which ones do you execute? Do you execute the ones that you catch doing it?
I guess.
Like maybe
that's a very gray area within the law to say.
Well, hold up. What about this? What about this with Joe Biden's son Hunter? What Giuliani said that was on that laptop, pictures of him and minor children.
Okay, well, I'm not going to really trust anything Giuliani.
I know you won't trust Giuliani because he's on the other side. I bet you loved Giuliani when he was busting up crime rings in New York, or when he was the.
No, I was too young to understand.
Oh, you didn't like him. What about during the terrorist attack 9/11? Was you old enough to? Was you rooting for him then?
I was in fifth grade, so I wasn't really.
Was you? You was in fifth grade when 2001 happened?
Yes.
Oh Lord! Look right here. The first story I did today was about the assassination of the Haitian president.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Now they're saying big break in new Clinton body count increases also. Keep it full screen. Gotcha. So they can't. What you fixing to show? All right, got you, Drizzy. So the Clinton body count just went up by 1, with the president of Kenya, Haiti, being assassinated. I wonder why I wonder why he got killed.
Okay, so I mean, like, you can't just say you read some article that said the Clinton body count went up by 1 because the Haiti president.
Well,
I read something. I read some conspiracy theory about that earlier.
Conspiracy
about how they
theory.
were trying to take over Haiti or something, right?
Well, not Haiti. They were smuggling children out of Haiti.
Oh, is that what it was? Find me an actual source about that, though. That's the thing.
Drizzy, can you pull up the story where Bill Clinton went down and got that girl out of trouble for smuggling orphans over the border?
But you can't even just define that as a source. You can't even define that as proof, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm gonna pull the story up for you, and it's trending on Twitter right now. Hashtag Clinton body count.
Are you making it so I can see what you're seeing?
No, I'm reading what Drizzy's writing me on the notepad here.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now I'm asking Drizzy to find that story about where Bill Clinton had to go down and save the girl that I can't remember her name, but she was smuggling children out of Haiti, and Bill Clinton had to go down and get her out of jail. Not to mention the Haitians that said Bill and Hillary Clinton stole billions from them from the hurricane relief down there where they built like 4 houses.
Look, I don't believe that the Clintons.
Laura Silsby's shame. Laura Silsby's her name. Her name is Laura Silsby. Look up that story on her.
Can you spell it?
Laura Silsby, L-A-U-R,
okay.
Laura, L-A-U-R-A, Silsby, S-I-L-S-B-Y-S, I believe. And when they got her out of jail, I think she works for the Clinton Foundation now, or she works for Amber Alert or something. These people are all tied into this shit together. It all has to do with smuggling children. Why are they smuggling all these children? It's for body parts, adrenochrome, sex trafficking. Look at the number of people that were arrested during Donald Trump for sex trafficking.
Okay, well I read about that, and I don't remember how to exactly debunk that. I would have to look it up again. But actually, right now, I gotta go. It's like I gotta go get my laundry out. But it was good talking to you, Jamie.
You gotta go get what out?
My laundry out. I have a gig tonight, and I have to get my clothes.
You got a gig tonight?
Oh yeah.
Well, you want to plug your gig?
What was that?
I said you want to plug your gig?
I know. I gotta go play drums.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you want to give out where you're going to be at playing? So maybe
a plug. And
yeah.
No, it's a musical that I'm doing actually at the Art Center.
It's an art center. All right.
It's here. We're doing Mamma Mia. It's a lot of fun.
Mamma Mia, let me go. Beelzebub has never pulled aside for me. Beelzebub, you know who that is?
Yeah, it's another word for whatever god, whatever devil god.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I reckon they're just making up these names and making them rhyme and stuff. All right, man, you have a good one.
No, it's ABBA. You ever heard ABBA? You know ABBA?
That wasn't ABBA that sang that song.
You never heard ABBA?
Yeah, I've heard ABBA, but I've heard ABBA, but that wasn't ABBA that sang that song.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I think that was Queen that sang that, wasn't it? Beelzebub.
Right, I gotta go.
Me, for me, for me. Down. Wasn't that Queen? So you stone me and think you can spit in my eye.
You don't know Queen? Yeah, it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's not ABBA. That's not Mamma Mia. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because they do say Mamma Mia in that song.
Yeah.
No.
Mamma Mia, let me go. Oh, no. All right. Hey, have a good one, man. Appreciate the call.
Here I go again, Mama.
Hey, you stick to. Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold up. You stick to playing the drums. I'll do the singing. You stick to playing the drums. Let me do the singing.
All right.
All right. I'm the front man.
All right. Gotcha.
All right, man. Have a good one.
We have Battle of the Bands on Friday, so we gotta rehearse.
Okay, we need to get busy because I want to win this trophy. Hell yeah.
All right. Have a good night, bro.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Good talking. Bye.
All right, later. What do you mean? I need to learn Old Queen? I grew up on Old Queen. Next door to a queen that they brought into the public and made it good to be a queen. Have you seen that RuPaul bullshit? Where they put it on TV where they had these dance-offs and shit or strut-offs or whatever they doing up there. It's just filth on TV is what it is. trying to get me to go along with that garbage. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Working with the CIA and the FBI, Chris, that is okay. I don't think that was FBI. That wasn't Chris. That wasn't Adderall, Chris. Look at all these stories Drizzy put me up here. Oh, Lord, look at all these stories. Protests outside Hillary Clinton's office over billions stolen. Haitians. Let's see what they're talking about.
Activists staged a protest outside Hillary Clinton's Manhattan office. The demonstrators claim billions of dollars were stolen through the Haiti Reconstruction Commission headed by Bill Clinton. They also say Haiti was used as a cover for foreign governments to funnel kickbacks of possibly hundreds of millions of dollars through the Clinton Foundation. They say it was done in exchange for favors that Hillary was doing for them as Secretary of State. They say they want their message to get out so Americans won't vote for her if she runs for president.
We are telling the world of the crimes that Bill and Hillary Clinton are responsible for in Haiti, and we are telling the American people that the over 32,000 emails that Hillary Clinton said she deleted have evidence of the crimes they've committed.
The demonstrators staged a rally in front of Bill Clinton's office in Harlem in January.
You talking about wipe with a rag?
Haitian
No, we're talking about the ones you tried to bleach bit Hillary Clinton to get rid of so your ass couldn't get caught. But you got caught. Donald Trump's got everything. Donald Trump knows everything. Bill Clinton and the now former president of Haiti. Look, I can post picture too. That's Mike Pence shaking hands with him. So I reckon he's trying to say what? Oh, that Mike Pence is part of the same group that Bill Clinton is? I would agree with you, sir. Well, he's a Republican. We got rats over here on this side as well. It ain't just a Democratic Party. It's mostly elected politicians. That's the majority of them. So what's your point? Well, yeah, I thought I would discredit what you were saying about Bill Clinton by showing a picture of Mike Pence. I don't like Mike Pence neither. Just in, Facebook to ban anyone who's charged, not convicted, in connection with the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January the 6th and may start fact-checking claims that the riot was staged. What? They're getting ahead of the story because they know it's going to come out when we get all the footage from inside the Capitol of the police going over and unlocking the doors, opening them and going, I've already showed you videos of the bitches outside going, come on. Cops with guns and badges on going, come on. This is what you call a French fry. FF. We know what that means. What's it mean, Jamie? I can't say it. They'll get me. Why? Because they don't like me talking about stuff like that. Because I don't give a rat's ass about what they say. I'm going to say what I want's on my mind. And they ain't going to control me. Breaking. Officer fatally shot at federal building in Terre Haute, Indiana. The suspect is at large and may be driving a gold or silver F-150 pickup with rear end damage. And this guy, Mr. Nice Guy, says, with Trump bumper sticker. I am calling for a total and complete shutdown of Ford pickup trucks entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. I'm calling for a ban on all vehicles until we have no more DUIs in America. That's the number one cause of DUIs in America. Cars. Check it out. Check it out. Wow. Yeah, cars. You could be on a lawnmower. I've seen people get locked up for riding a lawnmower. I seen a guy the other day that was on one of them scissor jacks. He had a 12-pack. He was sitting on some beer. And he was talking to the cop. And he kept going up and down. The guy said, come on down. He said, maybe I will and maybe I won't. He said, I ain't been a drinking. What is that you're sitting on? He said, that's for later on tonight. Well, what about that beer in your hand? Oh, that was from earlier. Well, you can't be riding up and down the road on a scissor jack, Billy Bob, just because you're having fun. Are you going to pick your girlfriend up? Well, Oh, no, I ain't going to pick. She's already at the house. It's my sister. Good-looking girl. And she can French kiss. Woo, boy. One of the best kissers out there. Why? Because I taught her. First Amendment protections apply to all of us, and they should be defended. Representative Tom Tiffany. Looking forward to continued conversations with Judiciary GOP so that we can pass meaningful legislation that increases transparency and holds big tech accountable. Strip them of their 230. Strip them. Make them be accountable for silencing people. Hit them in the pocketbook, and they will stop the bullshit. Or better yet, start up another page, another platform, and put them out of business. I wish I had the money. That's what I would do. Melba's watching. Facebook jail. Laura's in Facebook jail. Damn it, they got her in jail. I wonder if we can get up some bail money for her. Let's see. All right, this is Trump. Maybe this is the video.
Hard enough, often enough, people will start to believe it. That's what happened with Russia. That's what happened with Ukraine. That's what happened with, well, the worst is when they don't say it. Like the laptop from hell. They didn't want to. You look at that thing, there is more criminal activity on that laptop than Al Capone had if he ever had a laptop. Would like to give Al Capone one, but he was a baby compared to what I was able to see. If you say it long enough, hard enough, often enough, people will start to believe it. That's what happened with Russia. That's what happened with Ukraine. That's what happened with, well, the worst is when they don't say it. Like the laptop from hell.
Laptop from hell.
They didn't want to. You look at that thing,
Let me turn
there's
this
more
off.
criminal activity on that laptop than Al Capone had if he ever had a laptop. Would like to give Al Capone one, but he was a baby compared to what I was able to see. If you say it long...
It's the liberal assassin.
Literal.
Oh, I thought you said liberal.
No, literal.
But he's a liberal.
No, I'm an independent, man. I'm a skeptical Democrat, man.
Got you. What's up?
But no, you see Trump's big announcement?
Yeah, we played it today.
Oh, you played it live?
Well, no, I didn't play it live, but I played cuts from it. Just like I'm playing right now where Trump suggests he's seen Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. He says if you look at that thing, there's more criminal activity on that laptop than Al Capone had if he had a laptop.
He didn't say why he didn't do nothing?
He didn't say why he didn't what?
Do anything about it when he had it.
Maybe because the Department of Justice is crooked.
He had the FBI, though. The FBI would just had to charge.
So you don't think the FBI is crooked? You trust the FBI, correct?
Do I trust? No, I don't trust the FBI wholeheartedly.
Oh, no.
I would trust that Trump would be able to control the FBI.
Okay.
What up, Fax? How you doing, man?
Probably not able to control. You're going to see it, man. It's going to come out.
Hey, and this is what I'm saying. Does Trump even know what the First Amendment right is about?
Yeah, it's about freedom of speech.
But I'm saying, does he realize that the government is the only rule that applies? So, like, the government is the only one who can't censor anyone. It's not
Exactly, and that's the point. That's the point Bondi was making, where there's emails between elected politicians telling big tech who to censor. I talked about this yesterday.
Who said it?
Bondi, the blonde-headed lady from Florida.
Oh, you said Bondi. You mean
No, Bondi. I believe her last name is Bondi.
Bondi. Oh, I thought you said Bondi.
No.
I'm sorry.
I talked about this the other day. X22 reported that some...
You still believe X22? Has he shown
Yeah.
his face yet?
Well, hold up. Has he showed what?
X22 showed his face yet. Can you answer that one for me?
Has he showed his face?
Yes, his face. What kind of faceless patriot keep talking like?
Oh, I don't know.
I believe you more than I believe him.
Well, then look. I heard about this 2 or 3 days ago. About the hold up, listen. I heard about this on his video about the politician in California that was talking to big tech about censoring. Stop for a minute and listen.
I always do.
That was telling Facebook what videos to take down, and the emails back to that politician said, "Thank you very kindly. If there's anything else we can do for you, let us know." That gets rid of their 230 credit.
What was the politician's name? I'm sorry.
I would have to go back and listen to the video
You know
again.
what I'm saying? That's like
Because I got so much shit in my mind I can't keep up with everything. So why don't you do some research and find out? Why don't you do the research? You find out and you call me back.
Wait, hold on, Jack. Hold on. The reason why I asked is, was it a Republican or Democrat?
Well, if it's saying California, I'm assuming it's a Democrat. If it's okay, well hold up. Let me step a little bit further into that. If it's a politician telling Facebook to take down conservatives, I would assume it's a Democrat.
Why? Other conservatives are jealous of other conservatives.
Okay, I got you.
But and that's another thing. Conservatives are the number one on Facebook. Like Dan Bonagino, he's number one. Then it's Ben Shapiro.
And then they take their platform down and silence
How are
them.
they being censored if they number one?
How are they getting what?
Censored if they number one. How is the conservative voice being censored if like the top 5 voices on the top 5 pages on Facebook are conservative pages?
Well, was Trump one of the top people on Facebook?
He was.
And why did they take him down?
Because it's their company and they can do it. Just like, hey.
No, it's not their company. They can't do it.
It is. Like, Facebook isn't owned by Mark Zuckerberg.
They're not a platform. They're not a publisher. They're a platform.
I mean, technically, they're a publisher right now. They still under the rule.
No, they're the rule, the 230 is for a platform. It's not for publishers.
But they're still under, the loophole hasn't changed, right? For them. We agree it's a loophole for them, right?
Yes.
They don't have to pay, right? So
Yes.
the loophole is still in effect. So he can still do it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, he can't do it because they've given up that right when they were talking to. I'm trying to tell you how. When they conspired with Democratic politicians to silence someone, they give up that right, that protection.
do that, Jamie. Now you have to prove
Okay, well then, I'll let them prove it in court. I ain't got to. They're doing it.
Wait, but I'm saying.
Now you seen what Project Veritas did, correct?
No.
You didn't see that video either I played?
What you talking about with the weather lady?
No, where Project Veritas is suing Twitter.
And how far has he's been suing Twitter for like the last year, hasn't he?
I don't know how long he's been doing it. The federal court just kicked it back to the state court.
So nothing's gonna change with that one.
Well, yes. It don't get to go to the federal court where the federal court out in California will throw it out and say 230.
So what court is it going? Is it going to the state court in California then?
No, it's going to the state court in New York.
So the federal court was in California, but the state one was in New York.
Well, the federal court would transfer it to California. And the federal judge transferred it back to the state court.
But California and New York are both democratically ran, so that's
Yes.
not helping him at all.
Well, that's sad, ain't it? Because I didn't think justice was. I thought justice was supposed to be blind.
That's it is.
Well, so you think it is? So you think hold up? So you think that the attorney general in New York, the one that run saying if you elect me, I will get Trump. You think that person is going to be fair?
So I'm sure she would.
Okay.
I'm sure she would.
So if she come out and said, "You elect me, and I will destroy Thailand," you think she would be a fair and impartial?
Project Veritas, right? What does that have to do with Trump?
No, that they're suing them. They're finna start taking these platforms are going to crash.
And then you went from Project Veritas to Trump. We was talking about the Project Veritas case. I thought that went to New York, and then you said Trump.
Well, you brought up the fact that both of these states are controlled by Democrats, and you think
right,
and you said how would that benefit? And I brought up the point that it don't matter who controls that state. Justice should be legal and fair for everybody.
It is.
It's not.
How is it?
What do you mean? How isn't it?
They
Well, let's see. Let's look at it this way. How is it not? people that were at January the 6th at the Capitol are still in jail, correct?
You don't think they should be in jail?
No. No, but follow along with me. Follow along with me so I can point this out to you because you can't see shit. They're still in jail, correct? Yes or no?
Shouldn't they be?
And I say no, they shouldn't be.
Why not? They didn't break the law. That's a federal law.
Well, the ones that broke the law, sure. If you broke something, yes.
In jail, though, I thought, right?
Well, if you broke something, I don't think you should be still sitting in jail because you broke something.
Well,
my point is, the people that broke shit during the riots that went on all summer were let out of jail.
Stop any government action from being taking place.
So what? So you're telling me the people out in Washington D.C. wasn't attacking a federal courthouse?
What was going on?
Were they trying to burn down a federal courthouse in Washington?
In Washington?
Yes, in Portland.
State?
Yes, in Washington State. Were they trying to burn down a courthouse in Washington?
You talking about Portland?
Yes.
When was this though? Was it during the trial? Was any elected official being?
No, it wasn't during the trial. It was when this Black Lives Matter bullshit was going on all summer. It happened across the country where they went in and burnt shit, tore shit up, and robbed and murdered people. I ain't arguing with your dumb ass. I don't got time for it. You know damn good and well that the justice system ain't. Is the justice system fair? Yes or no? Well, then all the black people that are in jail for a reason, correct? Well, hold up. You can't have it both ways. This is where these dumbasses want their cake and eat it too. Flat Earth. Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to argue with you, dumbass. I don't.
We weren't arguing, but
we are arguing.
The one cat you just had before me, y'all were doing the same thing, but you get mad at me. What's the difference between me and him, Jamie?
I don't know. What is it?
He's a liberal. I'm a liberal.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, you tell me.
I'm asking you. You tell me. What is it?
No, I don't know. I'm saying.
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. Say it.
I'm smarter than you.
Well, how are you smarter than me and you can't see this shit?
What I'm saying, if I can make you hang up.
If you're telling me the people that are in jail on January the 6th are there because they broke into a federal building, but the people that tried to burn down and were blinding cops and federal marshals in Washington, and they're not in jail, if you're telling me that's fair, I'm telling you you're full of shit. Huh?
You don't think none of those people are in jail?
No.
How do you know that?
Because your Democratic people the Democratic people that you worship and the superstars that you worship set up bail money for these people.
But that was in Minnesota, not in Portland.
It was in Portland also. It was all across the country where they did this shit. I'm not going to keep arguing with you. I'm not.
Am I smarter than you?
No, you're not. Apparently you're not. Good day, sir. Good day. And no, apparently you're not smarter than me. If I can look at this and you can look at this and you see something totally different than what I see, it's because either the devil has your eyes blinded or you're a moron. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hey, this is Hunter over at Steve's Transport. How you doing today, sir?
Pretty good, Hunter. Hold on a second, all right?
All right, buddy.
Hold up. Miss Rhonda, line one. That's that chili. I had some good homemade chili last night. Jackie, bring Joyce in the room right now, please, ma'am. I got home last night. Well, before I got home, I called. I said, hey, y'all get that chili done? Jackie said, yeah, we got the chili. Oh, it was good, Chili Jane, but Joyce forgot to put corn in it. I said, no, she didn't. That was the number one ingredient. I said, before the chili beans, I said, make sure it's got corn in it. And I said, I ain't eating that garbage. If I had been sitting at the table, I would have slammed it and raked it off in the floor. I said, I'm not eating that garbage if it ain't got corn in it. I said, you tell Joyce I'm not eating that stuff. And Jackie went there and told Joyce that he said he ain't going to eat it. And you know what Joyce said? She said, so? Don't eat it then. It ain't no skin off my nose. Ain't nobody making you eat that shit. Don't eat it. Go hungry. That's the way I was raised. That's what she told me when I was little. I said, I don't want to eat that. Well, don't. I don't care if you eat or not. There's your food. Eat it. If you don't want it, don't eat. Tough love is what it's called. But I did. Thank you for the Trump flags. See them Trump flags hanging behind me right there? Oh, bye-bye. But that's the way Joyce told me when I was little. Don't eat it. You ain't got to. But I said I'm going to call her out. She didn't put my corn in there. She did put okra, potatoes, carrots, celery. She put squash in it. Now, I don't like squash either, but I picked that out. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Jamie. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. How you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm cloaking under another name because I went to Facebook jail for something February 1st.
You better. Oh, Lord.
But I sent you something. You might not want to air it, but it's 26 seconds, and I'm trying to, get this out to the news because I have not seen it yet, and if you go slow with it, you'll see who it is in the background on January 6th.
Okay, let's see if we can play it. Let me see.
You can play it. You don't have to let anybody see it, but it's. I'll let you go.
This video's gonna be
yeah, you got
a little bit different than the other ones.
Facebook won't let me send it out. So
Drizzy, is there any way we can play this?
Hmm?
I'm asking Drizzy, is there any way we can play this? Let me play it. Just hear and listen. I can't pull it over on the camera, so let's listen to it.
I just got back from storming the Capitol. We stormed it. It was successful. We stormed the fucking Capitol. And for all you bitches on Facebook going crazy right now talking about it was Antifa fucking being infiltrating and that it wasn't us, it was us. We proudly took back our Capitol. I'm only here in my hotel room to get some gear on. I'm going back, baby. They brought the National Guard out for us and shit. We had the fucking cops running. They ran from us.
Who is that? He sounded a little sweet. You can't say that, Jay. So that's what I see. California homeowner armed with a .357 Magnum. That's a Dirty Harry pistol. Shoots and kills an armed intruder. Let's play that one in. Yeah, let's find that one. Let's play that one. All right, let's find that one. Drizzy's gonna find us another video. And this guy shoots and kills an armed intruder as he kicked down the front door, police say. California homeowner armed with a Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood style revolver, .357 Magnum. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? How many bullets did I shoot? 5 or 6. I can't keep up with it. There was so much bullshit going on, I lost count myself. I know the weight of my gun. I know what it feels like when it's got 6 bullets in it, and I know what it feels like when it's got 5 empty casings in the cylinder. And I really know. And I'm just asking you, well, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Now, Clint Eastwood didn't go all off into that spiel like that. He just said, well, did I shoot 5 or 6? I don't know. Do you feel lucky? Do you, punk? And the guy said, yeah, he put the gun down. And Dirty Harry, when he did that, Dirty Harry said, click. I did shoot 6. And he walked over and pistol whooped that boy to the sidewalk, which is what should be happening to a lot of these Antifa scum. Shoots and kills and then
Fairfield police are investigating after a homeowner shot and killed a suspected intruder. It happened yesterday on Vintage Valley Drive. Police say the intruder knocked at the door of the home. When there was no answer, he kicked in the door. The homeowner says he saw the intruder on a surveillance camera and grabbed his gun. That's when the homeowner opened fire and killed the man.
Shot him dead.
Whatever the motive was, it does not look like it was peaceful or legal. We do know that the suspect
was peaceful or
armed
legal. So it's not peaceful or legal to enter somebody's house with your foot and a firearm out? Or he said armed. I don't know if he had a firearm or a butcher knife. But they did say he kicked the front door in. So you're saying that's not peaceful entry? I didn't know that. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, you didn't play it. It's only 26 seconds. He's admitting what he did.
I did play it.
Look in the background on the, only you can see it. I mean, I wouldn't show it.
I did play it.
Play it. No, I watched. You said his voice sounded too sweet or something. You went something else.
Yeah.
He's bragging what he did January 6th.
Yeah, I played it. Listen. Stop right there. Listen.
It was going to be a little bit different than the other ones. I just got back from storming the Capitol. We stormed it. It was successful. We stormed the fucking Capitol. And for all you bitches on Facebook going crazy right now talking about it was Antifa fucking being infiltrating and that it wasn't us, it was us. We proudly took back our Capitol. I'm only here in my hotel room to get some gear on. I'm going back, baby. They brought the National Guard out for us and shit. We had the fucking cops running. They ran from us.
You talking about the Antifa thing that's on the bed?
Yeah, that's his Antifa bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen that.
But, I wonder why that hasn't made the news. Because I caught that right after I had the date stamped, but I wonder why that hadn't made the news. And them changing clothes. At the Capitol, they were putting on Trump clothes.
Oh, yeah, they were infiltrating it.
But aren't you a little curious, though, why they wouldn't show that on the news? Because
Well, I know why they wouldn't show it on the news.
They're getting pissed off at Fox. I've been seeing, who's really tearing up Fox lately? I do that Mike Lindell, I think. He is just like, why aren't they telling the truth? I think Trump said that he's just leery now. I know Hannity's his buddy, but I mean, you know what I mean? They're not playing everything.
Yeah, they're not.
Why? Why wouldn't Fox do that, or Newsmax, or...
Because they're all disinformation. All they are is for disinformation. They're not to give you the news.
It sucks, because that's got a timestamp on my end,
Yeah. Well, see, I was going to pull it up and play it, but it don't have a thing to pull up. But Drizzy's got something here. He's got another video that we're going to play. People up there are trying to burn down our Capitol. The man said it was Antifa attacking the Capitol on January the 6th. And this is a TikTok video.
Okay.
Ready? Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, Drizzy.
I'll see you on the other side.
We'll see you on the other side, girl. Be careful.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye. I can't tell you her name because she got Facebook jail banned. And I don't want to be called out for associating with them criminals that hang out in Facebook jail. I don't want to do it. This is when it first started. All right, Drizzy. Let's play it. Let's click off that.
Are trying to burn down our Capitol. And I did not come here for that shit. It ain't patriots up there anymore. If you go look, they look like Antifa. They don't look like me. They don't look like you guys. It is time. They are going to be hunting the families down, trying to go home now. They got us here after dark. See a lot of women, I see a lot of kids. Get your families home. Get out of here. They are trying to burn down our Capitol. And I did not come here for that shit.
He's talking about the damn Antifa punks that were at the Capitol. This guy was at the Capitol on the day it happened. This was January the 6th. I wonder if he got questioned by the FBI like the number one Anon did. That called in yesterday. He said he's had 2 calls from the FBI. Might have been 3. I can't remember. But he called in yesterday with that. Live streaming. Trump announces lawsuit against Twitter, Google, and Facebook CEOs. Ask for punitive damages. Eric Adams wins Democratic nomination for mayor of New York City after vote counted marred by glitches. Well, he's a black guy. It got to be a good mayor. Got to be because he's black. Of course, Russian hackers are blamed for the RNC computer breach. We all know Russia, that's all they do is sit over there and bust into computers. 11 anti-mask protesters charged for disrupting Utah school board meeting face fines and jail time. Ask for a jury trial. If I am on your jury, I'm not guilty. Stunning in a congressional first, Pelosi opens satellite field office for D.C. Capitol Police in Florida and California to deal with regional threats. Now, what would Capitol Police have to do with Florida and California? Vaccinated Israeli student catches COVID from vaccinated relative and then infects 83 high school students. But please take your vaccine. Well, they had it and they caught it. I don't want that vaccine. It don't work. What do you mean it don't work? Well, they caught it. They had been vaccinated. Correct? Yes or no? Yes, they had been vaccinated. Did they catch the COVID? Yes. Well, then I don't want it. Stick it up your ass. Now, this is stories from yesterday. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's refresh it. Oh. "14-year-old this was a carjacking and murdered an Uber Eats driver in D.C. sentenced to juvenile detention." Now, this was some black girls that stole this guy's Uber car, took off running down the road with it, and he was hanging on to it, and they turned over and crashed it, killed him. She's black. The police didn't shoot her? No. They just giving her juvenile detention? Yes. Well, why is that? Not in the racist America. That ain't the justice. Bill Cosby, mainstream media are the insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol, trying to demolish the Constitution. We seen CNN and John Sullivan in the Capitol. Talking about we did it. We got him in. You ain't recording this, are you? Yeah, but don't worry about it. I'll take it off. Different stories from yesterday. Don't know why this ain't refreshing. Why ain't it refreshing? Click refresh. Let's go to Daily Mail. Let's see what's going on over there. Twitter and Google and calls for trillions in damages for censoring him and cancel culture victims. Demands an end in silencing. Now you got Zuckerberg. He's out there surfing with the flag, so you know they're not going to go after him because he's so patriotic. Trump sues the big tech giants. Gwen Stefani poses for a wedding picture. Why is she wearing white? Now get ready. They're finna come out with another variant of the COVID. California Espelon COVID variant contains 3 mutations that may be able to evade vaccine antibody study finds. Now this thing sure is mutating fast. It just come out last year and it's done mutated into, you got the Indian Delta variant. Now we got the Epsilon COVID variant. And there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. But this shit's mutated 3 different times in a year. Terrible. Well, if you can survive like you did off that first strain, I'm good. Indian Delta COVID variant is now the dominant strain in the U.S. and makes up more than 50% of all new cases, CDC reveals. And urges the 150 million Americans still not vaccinated to get their shots. Okay. Jamie, you ready? Yeah, go ahead. Bill Gates can fire a estranged wife, Melinda, from their foundation in 2 years if they don't get along post-divorce. Bill, with the money you got, I'm pretty sure you can pick up somebody who looks a little bit hotter than that. Oh, Drizzy put something on here. Let's see what this is. I'm dying to know who you think cares enough about what he says to snoop on him? Well, raging centrist? I reckon that it don't matter. They shouldn't be spying on anybody. The Hill on Twitter. Haiti president assailants claim to be part of DEA operation. DEA. Ain't that American? The DEA. Ain't that the Drug Enforcement Agency? Uh-oh. President Biden says 6 months ago today, insurrectionists carried out a violent and deadly assault on our capital. It was a test of whether our democracy could survive. Half a year later, we can declare unequivocally that democracy did prevail. Now it falls on all of us to protect and preserve it. Dan Rather comes in. 6 months ago, our capital was stormed by violent insurrectionists. I will never forget. As long as I have my voice, I will do whatever small part I can to make sure we as a people never forget what took place, who was responsible, and the threat it represents for our nation. Shut up, Dan. Stephen King comes on and says Trump's a narcissist nut job. Well, Stephen, you're the one that writes them crazy-ass sex movies and horror films. Are you trying to give us a little insight into the Hollywood weird world of sex cults and satanic worship? Is that what you're doing? Let's see what he's saying. Let's see what he's saying.
Because it's time we have to think bigger, we have to act bolder, and we have to build back better. When we passed the American Rescue Plan, the naysayers, the doubters said it wouldn't work. Well, we created over 3 million jobs since I took office.
You did.
More jobs in the first months of a president's administration than any time in American history. And last week, the Congressional Budget Office doubled their projections of the 2021 economic growth from 3.2% to 7.4%. And the OECD thinks it could be higher. That puts America Rescue Plan and our work is going to move forward to do a lot of things, including we're close to defeating the virus.
We're close.
The last time the economy grew at this rate was in 1984, and Ronald Reagan was telling us it was an American morning. Well, this is going to be an American century.
I just love watching that man speak. Just love watching him speak. He gives me so much confidence. I can't help myself but to feel proud to be an American. New 42% do not know they had COVID infection. I probably had it. According to a large started by the University of Mainz, Germany, Mainz, Germany, that evaluated 10,250 people, the number of unrecognized cases is significantly higher and thus the mortality rate lower than previously thought. The Gutenberg COVID-19 studies of the University Medical Center in Mainz, M-A-I-N-Z. So that's what it's telling you is a lot of people had it that didn't even know they had it. And they survived. I will survive. We'll survive. Let's keep turning me. We already seen that. My mind just keep turning me every which way but lose. You turn me every which way but lose. That's a Clint Eastwood movie too. Any which way you can, every which way but that you don't want to. It's when he was a fighter. He was going around fighting. He had that little old lady for a mom, and she was sitting on the porch with a shotgun that day when the motorcycle group come up. She was like blowing shit up with a shotgun, And he had that orangutan named Clyde. He said, right turn, Clyde. And Clyde said, punched that biker on the motorcycle. The Black Widows. That was the name of that motorcycle gang that he was fighting against. More Clinton count body. Assassination of Haitian president sparks more Clinton body count rumblings online. Campaign got a statement. Former Haitian Senate president ripping the Clintons. Said when an earthquake rocked the nation of Haiti in 2010, corruption moved in faster than the help so desperately needed. Today, the people of Haiti are still suffering despite the billions of dollars that have flowed into the Clinton Foundation. The Clintons exploited this terrible disaster to steal billions of dollars from the sick and starving people of Haiti. The world trusted the Clintons to help the Haitian people during their most desperate time of need, and they were deceived. Well, who's the father of deception? Satan. It's Hillary Clinton's uncle. Satan. You can't say that to him. God damn well can. I can say anything I want to. This is America. Boom, boom. I give it to you in another way. Yeah, America. Boom, boom. Mysterious illness blinding and killing songbirds is spreading across the U.S. with thousands of cases now reported in 9 states. An unknown fatal disease causing eye swelling and neurological symptoms in blue jays, starlings, robins, and other songbirds has now been reported in at least 9 U.S. states and appears to be spreading. The Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot asked Biden on the tarmac for more help to combat gun violence after Democrat-run city saw 100 shot and 19 killed over July the 4th weekend. Now, one of their aldermen up there is calling for the National Guard to come in. We need some help. Undercover Chicago cop and 2 ATF agents are shot and wounded while driving onto the expressway in an unmarked car amid onslaught of gun violence. Now, if they're driving in an unmarked car, how would the person that shot them know that they're cops? That don't make sense. American men are suffering a friendship recession, with 15% not having one close friend, new survey finds. Federal judge says the Air Force is 60% responsible for the 2017 mass shooting at Texas church that left 26 dead because it failed to disclose gunman's domestic violence history to FBI firearms database. And I think they killed that guy. A law-abiding citizen with a gun shot him down. Fort Lauderdale, let's see what that is. Haitian First Lady arrives in South Florida, rushed to a hospital after being shot several times during her husband's assassination. Are they trying to get her to some safe space? Maybe so. We all know who's responsible. Healthcare so good we got leaders in other countries traveling 8 hours while they shot to get treatment here. Inside job. Oh, yeah. That's right. This Kevin Sorbo says, so let me get this straight. COVID-19 barely changed over the course of a year, but once the vaccine was out, we had a plethora of variants out of nowhere. This is true. Think about it. Whole year, COVID-19, that's all we heard about. And now we got a vaccine. We got the Delta, Indian variant, and there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. Excuse me. Jamie, are you tired? No, I'm not tired. I'm ready to go another 17 hours. 17 straight without a break. What about a bathroom break? I don't need them. I got a trash can right here. U.S. Twitter. New York City, America. Let's see what he's got to say.
New York is a microcosm of what's taking place in big cities all across America. And federal government
New York
will
City is a
hand
shithole.
down rules and policies and laws, but the reality, it is in the cities. The cities are going to determine the success of this country, and we need to come up with a clear urban agenda. And I'm looking forward in the next few months to speak with some of the current mayors and former mayors to talk about how do we make sure we move our country forward. And I think the Democratic Party in particular, they're ready for real change for everyday working class Americans.
Well, this is how you can get real change. Stop voting in crooks like yourself. That would be the best change we could have. Daily Mail. Yeah, he had an AR. Devin Patrick Kelly shot dead 26 people at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas on November the 5th, 2017. It is the worst mass shooting in the history of Texas and the worst shooting at a place of worship in American history. U.S. District Judge Xavier Rodriguez ruled Wednesday that the Air Force is 60% responsible for the shooting because it didn't disclose the gunman's history of domestic violence. Well, where'd you come up with the 60%? Wouldn't they, if they're responsible, they would be 100% responsible, correct? If they should have disclosed that information, I don't know where he's getting his 60% at. Why not just say he's 40%? Where'd you come up with the number 60? So, I know what they're doing. They're setting up the Air Force to be sued. That's what they're doing. It's just 60% though. How much are you asking for? $29 million. Well, you get 60% of that. History of domestic violence to an FBI database, which could have prevented him from buying the firearms he used. Kelly worked in logistics and supply in the Air Force before being dishonorably discharged in 2014 after he admitted to assaulting his wife and infant stepson in a 2012 court-martial. Well, of course that means he's crazy, shouldn't own a gun. No, it don't. All right, didn't you already warn him, Joe? Biden says he'll go straight to Putin with his message on $50 million. $50 million reveal ransomware attacks amid criticism he is being weak on Russia. Yeah, you already warned him one time, didn't you, Joe? Zuckerville, Facebook is developing its own company town near complete with 1,700 apartments, a supermarket, hotel, new offices, so employees never have to leave. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. Keep them bitches close to you. Don't be late to work. Why are you late to work? You live right across the street. I was tired. Give me all the pain. Woman who accused Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer of sexually assaulting her told him she enjoyed being choked out and wanted to be slapped after their first rough sexual encounter. Text reveals. Oh, so you like that shit rough, do you? You want to go out, huh? That was a game changer. Tell me more. Never been more turned on in my life. Give me all the pain. Really? When you're going out of, when you were going out or when you woke up? He choked that bitch out. You like it like that, girl? That's asphyxiation or some kind of shit. People die from that, from choking themselves when they're masturbating. Like the Kung Fu Master's brother died by doing that. They said he died by doing that. Hanging himself while he was doing that to himself. He was touching his privates and hanging himself. And you gotta be real careful, because you don't never know when you're gonna pass out too far, and you'll be stuck there with your willy in your hand and dead when they come find you. You have to push the door open, and you're all over in there like that. And they go, "What the hell's he doing?" He's touching himself, and look, he choked himself out. You get some kind of sexual thrill from that. Being choked out at the time, it's like sniffing paint. It's like sniffing paint. Cassie, what's up? Kelsey's back. Jackie Caraway's watching. Well, how you doing, Jackie? It won't let her share. Drastic Ed said it won't let her share. There's a damn bug flying around here somewhere. America's mayor joins. Is that Rudy Giuliani? I think that's what they call it.
Predicted 7 years ago when de Blasio came into office and said he was going to reverse the broken windows theory because it goes after little people for little crimes. The man isn't intelligent enough to know that it was written by a Harvard professor named James Q. Wilson. He probably thought it came from a dumb conservative. You know? Somebody should have told him, he doesn't read a lot, so somebody should have read this. This is a scholarly theory. And the theory is that if you fight crime at the early stage, it doesn't get to the top stage. Plus, he stopped arresting people who were fare beating. Well, that sounds like that's not too bad.
Right.
If he had arrested people for fare beating, he'd have none of the problems he has right now on the subway. Does he think that a man that goes on the subway to throw a woman on the track pays his fare? Is he stupid enough to think that?
I see him jump over every day.
The problem for New York is worse than any place else.
Very
this
scary.
is a Biden-Harris problem that they created last year by bailing out rioters, by allowing police stations to be taken over.
Cashless bail.
For saying nothing about Black Lives Matter, which I don't know what you think of it, but I will not tolerate Black Lives Matter because in every demonstration they call for the killing of police officers. Right. They chant, fry them like bacon, and they're talking about killing police officers, and they are guided by former Black Panthers who actually did kill police officers. So we should take the bull off Black Lives Matter and exactly say what they are. They're cop killers. And the Democratic Party is like this with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And Soros supports Black Lives Matter. He supports Biden. He supports Harris. And he supports the DAs who let people out of jail. He's got about 20 of them all over the country.
Yeah.
This guy wants to destroy America so we become socialist.
Right.
This is all part of a socialist theory to bring down this country. The taking down of statues, that's what Lenin did. That's what Mao did.
Yeah.
The rewriting of history, that's exactly what Mao did. China doesn't have a history anymore.
Could this be done, like if you became mayor today, are there too many laws or restrictions or regulations against you actually implementing the broken window policy? Or could somebody actually do it
stop
now?
me. I'm a lawyer. I interpret it. How did I get rid of the squeegee guys? So I had the squeegee guys, and my cop said, we can't do anything because they're not breaking any law. I said, yes, they are. They're jaywalking.
Yeah, there you go.
We're going to give them a ticket for jaywalking. We're going to find out who they are. And when we find out who they are, I'm going to make a bet with you. Half of them are wanted. Well, half of them were wanted. So they went to jail. The other half just got tired of getting tickets and they went to New Jersey. I mean, what it requires is something that de Blasio lacks, a brain. It requires a brain applied to a problem. When we wanted to stop it on Wall Street, we got horses and the anti-crime unit that idiot did away with. And the horse cops could see the purse snatcher in the crowd. Mm-hmm. He would call the anti-crime cop and say, 2 over, there's a tall guy, watch, he's going for the woman's purse. Boom, that guy was gone after 2, not after 20.
Policies and
now,
systems
this
in
moron
place.
would never think of doing something like that.
Right.
First of all, he likes criminals. You don't set all those guys free during COVID if you don't love criminals. Those people should have been kept for health reasons. They should have been kept at a segregated part of Rikers Island.
Yeah,
this is no
instead
different.
they were let out.
He did to New York what the Chinese did to us.
Yeah.
He let people who were exposed to COVID just give it to everybody else in the city.
Yeah.
And because he's a Democrat, nobody raises it. The guy has been the worst mayor in the history of the city. There are many think he may be the worst mayor in the history of America.
Worst mayor in the history of
Reasons
America.
for what is happening here, I predicted.
And that's what Giuliani said about de Blasio. Breaking on 911. Search of collapsed Florida condo to shift from rescue effort to recovery operation as hope dwindles of finding survivors. Terrible. You won't find like what you ain't. What is this?
Not talking about a one-time cash out and move on, because that's the way that white supremacy and white supremacists will say, well, hey, look, we gave them some money, it's finished. We're talking about a multi-generational project to fix a group that America as a country decided that was going to be on the bottom, was going to build the country, and was going to be the garbage disposal for this country. we're talking about in terms of reparations for ADOS. We're not talking about a one-time cash out and move on, because that's the way that white supremacy and
That's cause we get that one-time money. We don't get more money. We ain't talking about that. We talking about making these bitches pay and pay and pay. Shut up, you moron. No damn reparations. For what? What are you getting reparations for? Giuliani just stumped for Gretchen's in Missouri. Greetings? I don't want to sign up for that. Eric Greetings. Robertsville, Missouri for a grassroots rally with Rudy Giuliani, Bernard Carrick, and Jesse Jane Duff. Navy SEAL and former governor. Nope. Politician smile. I don't like it. What Giuliani said. I don't care what Giuliani said. Flat Earth, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Jamie, you follow that lady?
Which one?
That black lady.
What black lady? Oh, about the reparations?
Yeah, you follow her? I mean, on Twitter?
No.
No. How did you see her?
I see all kind of stuff.
Hey,
do you follow her? Do you follow her?
No, I know who she is, though. Did you hear her say ADOS?
ADOS?
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't hear what she said. What is that? Adios?
It's African descendants of slaves.
Okay. African descendants of slaves?
Yeah, that's why she talk about reparations.
She needs to be talking over there in Africa about reparations.
But, hey, you know what, though?
That's where she needs to get it from.
Look.
Hey, why would you come over here and get reparations for somebody from Americans when Africans put you into slavery?
Because Americans bought them.
But we didn't put you into slavery.
But they bought them. If you didn't buy them.
Oh, so you just had to buy them to be responsible. Not the people that put you into slavery.
You don't buy liquor.
Not the people that put you into slavery. I got you. Yeah. Take this right here. Here's your reparations. Take them and stick them up your ass. How about that?
Hey, I think she's wrong about that. The continuous pay.
You sure that's a woman?
Yeah, that's a woman. I think she's a lesbian.
Oh. Well, you go ahead and follow them lesbian women around. I'm not.
I don't follow anyone. I might listen to what people say.
Well, I hear you.
But I don't follow, you know what I mean? I listen to you, but I don't follow you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, but what I was about to say is, when you broadcast, do you be on StreamYard?
Do I be on Stream what?
Yard. You know how you doing your show now?
No, I'm on Stream Labs.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Hey, you just send me a link one day that way we can have a video one.
You talking about I don't know how to do that.
Oh, I'm sure you.
Well, Drizzy can do it, but I can't get in hold of Drizzy. I don't know where the hell he's at.
How you doing the videos? And stuff?
Well, I know how to do this part. He taught me this much. How to get it started and to do it. I ain't been able to talk to Drizzy in about a week and a half. I don't know where that son of a bitch is at.
I hope he's all right, man.
Oh, he's all right. He's just laying around the house. He ain't doing no damn work.
Oh.
He's taking it easy. He's got me out here working.
No, I'm saying, are you on in the studio part?
I'm in the. I just changed the channel. He's got another channel set up that I'll back out of the other channel and come to this channel and do the news.
No, you know how when it says like in the broadcast studio.
In the broadcast, yeah, we're in the broadcast studio right now. How you like them flags I got up back there? How you like them flags?
I'm on the YouTube one now, but I'm saying like at the bottom it'll say invite, and that's when it'll say copy the link, and you can just send the link to my thing. And
Oh yeah, I don't see that on the labs over here. I don't see that invite.
Yeah, you just look for the invite button. Well, maybe that's what I'm saying.
Maybe if he ever comes back to work, we can get him to do something.
Yeah, man, I think we should do one day, man. Like it's a 10, 15-minute debate where you can't hang up and you just got to sit there and listen to the facts.
Listen to what facts?
The facts that I present.
Well, you don't present facts. You present your
do.
feelings.
No, I don't. Come on, man.
You don't present facts.
Come on.
What facts have you hit me with? Well, hold up. You just told me that reparations should be paid by people that purchased slaves and not the people that put them into slavery. How is that fair? You're going to charge the consumer. So you're going to charge the consumer, the person that used that service, and you're not going to charge the people that put those people in slavery. That don't sound right. If you wanted to give reparations for slavery, it seems that you would want to go after the people that enslaved you.
Yeah, that's what the government. Listen.
No, not the government.
This is why. Are you familiar with the economic boom that the U.S. had, like during slavery?
No, I wasn't around then.
No, I'm just even still though. You can look at the books and look at it.
So what? So you want to get paid for something that you didn't do?
So yeah, I'm saying America became a powerhouse because of that free labor.
Okay.
Like they went from number 10 in the world to number 1 within like 15 years.
And that was because of what? White men?
Yeah, it was the government which white men used.
So white men did that. Put America first.
The system. No, it was the free labor that they stole.
What free labor?
Slavery.
I don't remember stealing no free labor. I had to pay people to work for me.
It wasn't you. It was the people.
Well, then why should I pay it?
You're not paying it. It's the government.
Well, who pays the government?
Everybody does.
Well, then I don't want my payments going for that.
But it's a lot of things your payment won't go for. That's what
I don't want it to go for that.
It won't go for that. Like that's gonna be a.
Well, let's let your payments go for that. You can pay yourself. How about that?
They are. It's gonna be recycled.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. They're just getting your hopes up, trying to get us fighting about something else. You stop begging for shit that you didn't have to suffer through. Start being grateful for the country that you live in. Stop whining like a bitch.
That's the great thing about America, though, right? We can still love this country and complain about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm doing. Just exercise.
No, you ain't doing nothing but whining like a girl. You whining like a girl, begging for something that you didn't suffer through.
I ain't that beg for nothing.
Yeah, you are. You're begging for something, begging for reparations. That's just like she said. She said, we don't want that one-time payment. We want that long-time payment.
I think they should give land.
Now, I wonder, where does this woman work at? Hold up.
Are you familiar with the Homestead Act of 1865?
Oh, you talking about where they went out and got land and improved it?
They gave land free.
They did what?
They gave land free, the government.
No, they didn't give it. They had to. Okay, so what was included in that? Getting that land.
What do you mean? What was included in that land?
To get that land, what did you have to do to that land to get it?
Loans to
what did you have to do to get that land?
It was more.
No. What did you have to do to get that land?
And then they were given grants by the government, right?
What did you have to do to get that land?
But
what? See, why won't you answer the question? This is what's infuriating with you. Because you know what they had to do.
What did they have to do, Jake?
Well, I want you to tell me. You brought it up.
They had to be an American.
No. What did they have to do to the land to get it?
What did they have to do?
What did they? You tell me. I know what they had to do.
What?
Well, tell us. You brought it up.
They had to be an American citizen.
No, it didn't have anything to do with it.
So what was it?
Well, tell us. You're the one that brought it up.
I'm wrong then, because I thought they just gave it away to Americans.
Well, no, they didn't just give it away.
Farm the land.
They did what now? What? Say it again.
They didn't give it to American citizens who were going to farm the land.
No, you had to do improvements to the land to get it. You can still get land today in Alaska. Oh, listen. Hey, listen.
Isn't that cultivating the land?
Tylen. If you want some free land today, go to Alaska. You can get you some. They still do it today. But you know what you got to do out there in Alaska?
Why ain't get nothing in Alabama?
Well, they don't have nothing in Alabama to give out.
Of course, the government could buy it and give it.
Well, they ain't going to do that for you. They're giving you the opportunity in Alaska. You want to go to Alaska?
No.
Well, then hush. You wouldn't even want to go to Oklahoma.
That's way too north.
I hear you, way too north. All right. All right, Tyler, we finna wrap this up. Yeah.
But, shit, man, I can send you one. You think it'd be easier to send you one? Could you do it that way?
Probably be easier to send me one.
So what?
But then again, you would have to get in touch with Drizzy, because he handles all that stuff for me.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If I send you a direct one.
Well, look, why don't you go to our web page?
I'm saying, listen.
Well, listen to me. Go to our web page, send an email to Drizzy, because Drizzy likes checking the emails like that. And it's more professional. We get an email from somebody that wants to do something with us, it's like we're growing. And you propose what you want to do in there, and we'll see if he can set it up.
I was just talking about it in
Sarah.
man.
I know.
But okay, if you want to do
See, yeah, that's another thing. It's too hard for you, ain't it?
No, I could definitely do it.
Well, then do it.
All right.
All right, then.
All right, man.
Later on.
Be safe.
Later, you too. From Yale Psychiatry is where this woman's from. She's a nut job. How can you tell she's a nut job? Or Bert and Ernie haircut, for one thing. Those glasses. That's what it is. I don't care about your long flowing hair. Uh-oh, here we go. Daily Wire. Tweet. BLM chapter declares U.S. flag hate symbol. Denounces those who fly it as unsafe, racist, and stupid. Trying to spread us out. Split us up. If the flag is such a symbol, and this is all they say this country is, why are the people from the chapter still living in the U.S. at all? Exactly. Why are y'all still here? Get out. You don't like it? Hit the road, Jack, and Bob, and Tiffany, and Tylen, and Mike, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? You heard what I said. Get your ass out of this country if you don't like it. Ain't nobody keeping you here. Jamie, I just don't want to leave. You don't want to leave because you wouldn't be able to complain and whine and bullshit and cry in any other country like you can here in this one. You're a bunch of titty-fed babies that wouldn't be able to survive. Undercover cop, 2 ATF agents shot. Brittany's co-conservator presents text she says proved a single wants her there and asks her estate to pay $25,000 for her to get extra security because she's getting death threats. I need you to stay as my co-conservator person. Conservator of person. I'm asking you for assistance. I'm getting a new attorney. Uncle of girl who filmed George Floyd murder is killed by a Minneapolis squad car that crashed into his SUV while chasing suspected carjacker. Uh-oh. Conspiracy theory. President of Haiti, Jovenel 53, is assassinated by gunmen claiming to be DEA agents, speaking in English and Spanish in nighttime raid on his home that also left his wife seriously injured. They got a video of it? Bullet holes all in that car. That's my type, woman. What? Liberals always say free Britney. She should be able to keep her money. Socialism is great. That's right. Wait, Drizzy, I'm finna wrap this up for today. New messages. Where's the new message? Where's the new message? Let me see. New messages. Twitter. Let's see what this is. Revealed Ted Kaczynski granted his first interview to a member of Earth First, an environmental extremist group to which a Biden nominee once belonged. Unabomber praised eco-terrorist group linked to Biden, BLM. member of Earth First, an environmental extremist group. I don't know what the hell that is. All right, well, we're going to wrap this up. We've been over here 2 hours and 37 minutes, going on 31 seconds. It's a little cloudy outside here in Atlanta, Georgia. We enjoyed being over here with you today. Hope y'all enjoyed it too. Sarah Catherine, how you doing? Justice for Brittany. Drastic Age, I'm glad you're over there. Brandy, Jackie, Melissa, we will see y'all later. Y'all come over to the YouTube channel, Jamie Chapman. Do a thumbs up and comment in the gaming section. We'd appreciate it. Show that you care. We will see y'all later. Should have just did 4. Should have just did 4 hours. Why not go 5? Come.